Here is your podcast.
You know, I've been doing this show 9 years. In the beginning, it was great. I got to show up and just talk and leave. That was fantastic. But now Mex sends me this theme song, tells me to put my own voice in it. Lily shows up. She doesn't produce a goddamn thing. All she does is laugh, turn around, and go home. The only thing I don't wind up doing for this show is listen to it. That's your fucking job. Hey, what's happening? Mike Schmidt, 40-Year-Old Boy Podcast. Let me ask you folks something. Has any of you seen my apartment manager? Do you know where she would be by any chance? Or he? That's a couple? Or their kid. I'll take their kid. If you got him, send him over. Anybody would have a key to my fucking apartment. Because you know what I'm doing right now? I'm fucking broadcasting. I'm doing a show poolside, which sounds fun, which sounds like it would be a great thing if it was planned. And maybe someday in the future, I'll have a planned show that I do from poolside, not one where I'm just stuck sitting in a fucking plastic chair, staring at bushes and wondering what the fuck I'm going to do with my life. Because that's what I'm doing right now. We're outside, folks. We're poolside of my house. I should film this, actually, but I can't because I want to. Because you know why? I don't want to do it because then I cheat this version of the show. Hold on. A neighbor's coming by, and he's going to make fun of me probably for talking into a microphone. Maybe I'll try to whisper. I don't know. So what happened was I got up this morning. Hi, how you doing? You want to say something? We're recording.
What are you doing?
I do a podcast. You know what podcasts are?
No, not really.
Oh, that's okay. It's a thing on iTunes. It's like a radio show, but anybody can play it anytime they want. So I've been doing one for like 9 years. This is the last show of year 9. We've never met. What's your name?
Steven.
Hi, Steven. Mike.
Nice to meet you. So podcast, is that on the internet?
It is.
And is it live?
No, I will be putting this up later tonight.
Oh, it's not live.
Yeah, if it was live, they'd have turned it off by now, Steven. They got no interest in hearing from you or me at this point.
So what are you talking about?
I talk about my life. I talk about the fact that right now I'm fucking locked out of my apartment, Steven, and Naomi isn't here to fucking let me in, which is a drag.
Is your apartment okay?
It is.
Where's your keys?
They're on the table in my fucking apartment. Otherwise, we'd be gone. We'd be doing this up in North Hills at my friend's house.
Sorry about that.
That's okay. Brian, thank you. Nice to meet you, Steven. Take care, buddy.
First name was what again?
Say again?
What's your first name again?
Mike.
Mike,
Nice to meet you. Hey, that's Steven, everybody. He's my neighbor. And I'm not going to lie to you. That is the dude I've talked about who has, like, he's yelled at people. He's screamed at people. He's lost his mind for people being loud. Like, he doesn't want anybody being loud out by the pool. And I thought maybe he had some sort of a syndrome. I couldn't figure it out. But I've never spoken to that man. I've seen him. I've walked past him and said hi, and he's never replied to me. So that's kind of bananas. And now I'm keeping this down because now apparently Steve and I are best friends. So the point is, I'm locked out of my fucking house. And I got up this morning because here's the thing. Lily wanted me to go over to her house at 10 o'clock and record. And look, 10 o'clock a.m., man, I don't want to be doing anything. If I do anything at 10 o'clock in the morning, I'm supposed to be in the fucking gym lifting weights, which I usually do when I have my trainer, or I'm supposed to be doing cardio, which I cannot talk myself into. I mean, I do it. Guess what? I'm back on the cardio horse. We'll say that. Because I went yesterday, but the thing is I can't do it at 10 in the morning. I have to somehow fix my fucking head to where I go out and the first thing I do in the morning is I go out and do cardio because yesterday I got up and I was ready. I even got dressed. Dudes, I fucking got up. I threw clothes on. I'm like, all right, let's do this. 10 o'clock. Steven!
Hey, Mike.
So I usually get up and then I kill time because I'm that guy. But in the old days, I used to get up and go right do cardio. I'd get fucking dressed and go. Well, so yesterday I said, you know what, fuck this, because I'm getting back on the cardio wheel. I lifted Monday, lifted hard, did legs, leg day on Monday. And then Tuesday, which was yesterday, I got up. And I wound up getting dressed right away. And I'm like, I'll go. This is it. Because I'm dressed. I've got my springy shoes on. Because, folks, I don't know if you know this now. I have so many shoes. Holy fuck, do I have a pile of shoes. I got weightlifting shoes. And I got running shoes, which are bright orange, which Lily took a photo of and posted at one point. And I think I've even talked about having the shoes. I apologize, folks. I'm very distracted. I'm at the pool. I shouldn't even talk to you. I just want to dive into the goddamn pool. By the way, I've had sex in this pool several times. I'll just go ahead and drop that on you. How about take that? I'm glad I didn't tell Steven that. I probably should have kept. I'm glad I kept my mouth shut. Don't say that. And also, there's people, if they're listening outside the windows, they just heard me. Although, honestly, they could have seen me when I was having sex in the pool. And that was part of the appeal. I'm not going to lie to you. Because, you know, I can't get into it. But I've had sex in this pool, and I did not care who watched. I was thrilled with it. And I've had sex in this pool at twilight, and I've had sex in this pool in the daytime. And I just didn't fucking care, folks, because you know what? I'm into that kind of thing. I'm not going to lie to you. I think it's it's year 9. Let's open up. Let's talk about this. I'm on board for some of that. Well, you know that I had sex in a grocery store a couple times. One time I was with Jill in the grocery store. I think I told this story. Maybe I didn't. I don't know. But she was pushing the cart and I just came up behind her and I pulled myself out because I was excited after seeing her walking around, and I pulled myself out and just came up behind her, pulled her shirt up, and pressed myself into her back. Just kind of flat backed her with my cock. And I was behind her pushing the cart at Meijer. We were at fucking Meijer in Wisconsin. It was fucking hot. And I part of me thinks I could have probably talked to her, but it was daytime though. But that's the thing, is she ran away from sex in public one time or two times. But who knows? I can't. I'm very persuasive, especially when I go up behind you and just slap my fucking hard cock on your back. All right, so. But I've done that in this pool. I've had sex in this pool, and I hoped people watched. I hoped they filmed it. I'd be excited if somebody filmed. What if somebody? You know what? That'd be perfect. What if some of my neighbors filmed it, and then they had a party, and they're like, "Hey, everybody, come on upstairs," and they put it on, and then we all got to watch me again, because then I'd get to watch me with them. Boy, that sounds fucking weird. The only thing is, I don't want to see me having sex at all. I want to see the other person that I'm with. I'll watch Jill having sex in my pool all day, but I don't want to watch me. So long ago. All right, so. I got up today, so I saw Lily Monday at 2020, which we'll talk about in a little bit, and she was like, "Look, man, I need Tuesday to recover. I can't record on Tuesday." Oh, I was talking about before that. I was talking about cardio. Fuck. So I got up yesterday, and I got dressed to go do cardio. I was ready. I was excited. I was thrilled, and I walked into the living room, and then I sat down, and I surfed my phone for a couple hours, and then I went on my laptop for 4 hours. That's not even a joke. I killed 6 hours in my fucking house. It was 10:30, and then all of a sudden, it was fucking, it was 4:30 in the afternoon, and I'm like, oh man, I really should go to the gym. I'm wearing my gym clothes. I'm ready. I could have gone. I didn't eat anything. I'm sitting I actually had 2 yogurts. And then I went, you got to start your life, man. It's Tuesday afternoon. Because getting up early, 10's not early. Let's face it. 9, 8, 7, 6. I'm going to count a lot of numbers down. 5, 4, 8, 10, 9, 8. Maybe I'll do that song. I'm always counting down. 6, 5, 4. Where's the 7 in that? 10, 9, 8. I'm always counting down. Yeah, they say 6, 5, 4. You know why? Because the syllables. I guarantee it's syllables. Like Paul Simon told Joe DiMaggio. Although I don't want to say that those people are on the level of Paul Simon. Who sang that song? 10, 9, 8. I'm always counting down. 6, 5, 4. Fuck, I don't know. So I woke up yesterday. I had 6 hours I sat around, and then finally I dragged my ass out. I'm like, you got to go. You got to fucking go. And then I did it. I fucking busted out cardio. I was soaked. I'll put up a picture of it. You guys want to see that? Because in my head, I'm thinking to myself, I got to make somebody. Because then I texted it to John. As I said, I need a parent. I need somebody to go, yay, wee, attaboy, good boy. So I sent it to John, and I wrote, woke up today and sat around for 6 hours, but then finally decided I'm going to do it, but still also going to do cardio tomorrow. Pictures, and he just writes back, good, glad you sacked up. That's not an attaboy. That's still making fun of me. That's still calling me a pussy for some weird reason in a roundabout way. I'm not a fan of that. I went and did it. Say good boy, way to soak up that shirt, way to sweat like a pig. That's good. Way to sweat like a monster. I didn't sweat like a pig. I don't like that phrase, pig. It's not a phrase, it's a word. I don't care I don't like it when you're calling a person it. It's whenever that, like a guy calls a woman a pig in a Twitter argument or anything like that, it's just, people are awful. God, I hate the world. But I love my courtyard. It's beautiful. There's a pool here I've had sex in. And I'm here under an umbrella, and there's a palm tree, and where the fuck is my apartment manager? Where the fuck is she? I've been out here for an hour. What is it? 1:10? Fuck! I've been out here for an hour and 20 minutes, hour and a half. If you run an apartment, aren't you supposed to fucking be there? I talked to somebody else, and they were like, "No, man, I would make somebody get a locksmith if they locked themselves out of their apartment." I'm like, "Well, fuck you. You work here. Get my fucking key. There's an office where you get my key." And yeah, this happens every 3 months because I'm an old man, but that's what happens when you have doddering old men living in your apartment complex. You have to fucking take care of them. Be glad you're not fucking cutting my steak and wiping my ass yet. Hold on, we're getting a text from somebody important. No, it's not who I thought it was. All right, I thought it was Lily. I was going to read her text on the air because she texted me this morning. So fuck. So I see her Monday at 2020, and I'm like, hey, are we on for tomorrow? And she's kind of like, no, man, I cannot, because she performed in Vegas. She performed her burlesque festival. She did all these things, and we'd have been talking about them with her if we were there and at her house. But she said to me, hey, look, let's go Wednesday. Give me Tuesday to recuperate. I cannot do the show on Tuesday. I said, all right, I'll go Wednesday. So then she wrote me, and she's like, hey, let's go at 10 o'clock on Wednesday morning. But I have to be done by 5. So she not only is telling me what time I have to start, but what time I have to finish. And look, I know you're thinking to yourself, hey, 7 hours should be more than enough time to do a podcast. And it probably is. It probably could be. And it probably should be. But I don't have a boss, all right? I don't like having somebody tell me what time I need to fucking do things, which is weird and stupid, and I get it. And I mean, as a 50-year-old man, I should just fucking realize that the world doesn't work like that, but oh well. And if I want Lily to participate, I should need to work on her schedule, and that's fine. I didn't mind that. I was in my head, I'm like, all right, well, I'll take care of this, and I'll go to her place, and I'll do the best I can. But when she starts saying you got to be here by 10, I mean, 10's early. Like I said, I get up to do cardio at 10, and then I don't even do it until 4:30. I'm that guy. I'm a procrastinator, folks, is my point. But I told her, I went, all right, fuck. If you need me there by 10, that's great, but I may not be there until like 11. And she goes, why can't you be here at 10? And she's furious. And I said, well, I can, but I mean, I don't, I don't know about when I get up. And look, that was just me looking to buy an hour. All right. There was no reason I couldn't be there at 10. That was just me hoping I could sleep another fucking hour, because I stay up late and I do that. And it was just me not taking responsibility. I get it. Hold on. There's a dog. Is there a dog in my complex? There can't be. There's no pets allowed. But I don't take responsibility. And so I always try to negotiate. And it's a foolish thing. If I have to be there at 10, I have to be there at fucking 10 o'clock. So I said, well, all right. I'll be there at 10. That's fine. So I got up this morning at 9:30, and I went to go hop in the shower, and I got a text from her, and she said, how you doing? I'm struggling. I'm like, in my head, I'm kind of like, wait a minute. What are you talking about? You told me that I had to be there by a certain time, and what the fuck? But I'm not that kind of guy. I was just happy to get the respite. So hold on, I'll read you the text strain that we have. She wrote me at 9:30, just as I was getting up to go take a shower, and it said, how you doing? I'm struggling. Do you need 10:30? And I just wrote, I'm up, but I'll take any extra time I can get. How about 11? And that's me also being weird, because I don't like to go at 10:30. I mean, it was 9:30. I'm like, well, I can get another hour of sleep and then still shower and be there by 11. That'd be fine. So she wrote, cool, 11. And then she said, thanks, I can't breathe. It's awful. Which is a bummer, because I don't know if you know this. Lily's sick. Are you shocked? Are you surprised? Did you faint dead away? If you were here, you could nesty plunge into the fucking pool, and I told you that because it would knock you right off your feet with a goddamn feather. Yeah, Lily's sick. Shocking, correct? After working 14 days out of 17 and being in a casino with smoke and bright lights in her eye. I mean, her eye, her fucking jaw, her nose, her knee. You know how the fuck this stuff works. At this point, Lily's not even a person. She's just a medical dictionary with tits. That's all she is. So I wrote back. I just went, sorry about that, kiddo. Let me know if I can bring meds or anything. And she said, thanks. And then, a half hour later, she wrote, 11:30, please, with a little smiley face emoticon guy. So I wrote some thumbs up. I'm like, all right, I can buy a little extra time. And like I said, with that time, I could have gone and done cardio. I had a couple hours, but I wasn't sure if I had a couple hours until she kept pushing the deadline, because then 40 minutes later, she just wrote the word noon. Hold on, there's a fucking plane. Hey, we're outside. As if that doesn't drive it fucking home. Steven walking by was the killer, but then the plane fucking was the cherry on the goddamn shit sundae that I'm serving you this time for fucking week 52 of year 9. Bach. So then she wrote me and just said noon. And so I didn't even argue. I just gave 3 thumbs ups. And she just went, I'm still not upright, but noon works. I'll see you in a few. And then I finally at like quarter to noon, I was leaving, and then I just wrote, I go 12:30, because I didn't know how she wanted to do it, and she didn't reply to me. So, I just grabbed my stuff. I went in my house, I was in my apartment. So I grabbed my cooler. I had to fill my cooler with water and then grab a bottle of water for myself. And I took some vitamins, and then I grabbed my laptop and I grabbed my microphone and I walked outside and I closed the door, and right when the door went wham, I went, fuck. Because my keys and my wallet are in my apartment. And so I don't... Look, I mean, that just puts you in a lurch. I mean, I can't do anything. It's not like I can walk up to where Lily lives. But... because I don't want to walk to Mexico. So I hoped, and I went over and I knocked on my manager's door, and she's not in. I knocked and knocked. She's not in. She's not answering. She had an open window. I talked into it. Nobody answered. So I walked downstairs and I texted her, and then I called her. And I said, hey, look, it's my tri-monthly attempt at locking myself into my apartment, and I've succeeded. because that's what I do, folks. Every 3 months, this happens. I walk into my house because I go, all right, I have water cooler? Yes. And laptop? Yes. And a bottle of water? Yes. Instead of going, I have a phone and I have my phone in my hand, but I did not have my fucking keys and wallet. And this is, look, I'm just at this point broadcasting my own senility. My own creeping Alzheimer's. That's all I'm telling you about, because how many times have I fucking told you a story about locking myself in my fucking apartment? And, but the thing that drives me crazy about it, and again, I'm probably wrong here, maybe. I don't know if wrong is the right word, but shouldn't the fucking manager be here? I mean, it's fucking noon on a weekday. Shouldn't she be here to let me into the goddamn apartment? And if not so to let me into the apartment, at least close by, so when I text, or her husband? I mean, they're a couple who run the fucking building. So one of them should be here at all fucking times. Now, I told you I had this discussion with somebody who managed an apartment building, and she went, no. She goes, I actually, if my tenants lock themselves out, I make themselves they got to call a locksmith. I go, are you serious? She goes, well, yeah, I have like 5 different properties. I go, well, all right, well, fuck that. If you had one property and you were on site, you lived there, and they came to your apartment in the afternoon and they asked you to let them in, would you let them in? She goes, oh, well, yeah, that's different. And I go, well, fuck yeah, that's different. I go, if you have the key and you can let them in, then why wouldn't you fucking let them in? I understand if you get 5 different properties and somebody calls you down in Whittier to come back to fucking Los Angeles and let them in. That's a different story. Then you got to drive 2 hours out of your fucking way. And by the way, I wasn't that aggressive with this woman. She was a Lyft passenger, so I felt I shouldn't swear as much. But I, and look, part of this is the fact that I think I'm a king, and I think that I should be served at all times, and I know I have a very high opinion of myself. But at the same time, it just seems to me that if you're an apartment manager, you should be close by or on call during regular business hours. Now, if it was fucking midnight, I could get it. Like, I could understand where she wouldn't want me to call her. But it's fucking noon on a Wednesday. How the fuck are you not here? How the fuck is your husband not here? How the fuck is somebody not here to let me into my goddamn apartment? And I'm sure her answers would be, it's fucking noon on a Wednesday. How do you lock your keys in your fucking house? You're 50 years old. How the fuck do you forget this? Well, you just answered your own fucking question, because I'm 50, I get a brain injury. And that injury is the fact it's been carried around in my fucking skull for all 50 years. If it was in somebody else's skull, I'm sure it wouldn't be wounded. But now it's got a dent in it because of me and my fucking nonsense, so now I leave my keys in there and you're going to blame me? Fuck that. By the way, I'm creating a fight out of whole cloth here. She's probably not blaming me. She has no idea. But the point is, I've called and texted, and the thing is, not even an answer. If you at least get back to me and you're like, hey, dude, sorry about this, or I'm an hour away, or I'm at LAX, or whatever the fuck, that would be fine. But to not even answer me? I mean, fuck, I've left 2 messages, and I knocked on your goddamn door. Are you taking a nap? Fuck! I'm yelling now in my courtyard. That's probably not good. Again, Steven doesn't like noises. So, man, I don't know what the fuck. And this was the show. I was hoping it was going to be an impressive show. It was going to be the final show of year 9. We were going to go ahead and look forward to year 10. And when things were really going to be different this time, this is a fitting metaphor, I think. When year 9 ends with me doing that dumb thing I've done a million fucking times before, could there be a better metaphor for this fucking show? I don't think there could, honestly. In fact, I think the only thing that would be more apt is if somehow the ghosts of everyone I've ever mentioned from my apartment complex came back and haunted me during this show. Not just Steven walking by, but if like Lou the Racist bartender came out and started yelling at me and yelling fucking slurs, and Johnny Shuffles came out with his couch on fire. He somehow floated by. Frenchie's daughter came out and stripped and dove into the pool like a Band of Soleil commercial. God damn, that'd be fucking hot as hell. The Marine who I almost fought in my laundry room, maybe he would come down and do a load of clothes and stare me down. Or maybe I could have Chuck and Larry, who were in the shootout, who had the fucking hostage situation. Maybe they could come by again. You know what? I need a hostage situation at this point. Hold on, there are more people. They're across the way. And there's a fucking plane. Why am I even bothering? Why am I doing this? You know why? Because I'm just sitting here watching fucking minutes expire, and I realize I'm not going to get... Because, again, Lily needed me done by 5. It's now like 1:30. What is it, 1:45? I don't fucking know. All I know is I'm sitting here wasting time, wasting sunlight. We're losing daylight, folks. That's what it is. I'm on the march in Vietnam, and I'm losing fucking daylight. I got to get 35 clicks behind me before fucking Charlie finds out I'm out here. But there's plenty of bushes to hide into and a goddamn palm tree. And this week's show is literally about nothing. Like, I wanted to talk to Lily about her fucking thing. I wanted to talk about the burlesque stuff. I wanted to tell you about 2020, and all I can do is obsess about the fact that I'm outside now staring at fucking nothing, and I'm getting madder and madder at the fact that I haven't even been called or texted. How do you not fucking call or text me to at least give me an update on what the fuck you're doing and where you're going to be? And now I'm swearing and people are closing their windows. Hold on, that's Steve is leaving his apartment. I wonder if he comes by again and checks me out as I'm here talking. I don't know. I'm trying to keep it down because I know that this is a weird thing, and I'm sure the wind is fucking cutting me off anyways. You can hear it fucking blistering through with the goddamn planes going overhead and people slamming their goddamn doors. But I'm furious. I am so goddamn mad right now, and there's nothing I can do about it. I want to kick in my fucking door. I said that to Lily. I'm like, look, I locked myself out of my apartment. She's like, calm down. I said, I understand, calm down, but I mean, how do you not even fucking text me or call me? Why are you not even fucking here? And I know you guys are just listening to me bitch, and it's fucking stupid. But then she's like, well, can you get a credit card and pop your way in? Well, first of all, my fucking wallet's in the house. And second of all, I've actually tried to credit card my own house because I used to be pretty good at that. Remember the story I told about how I credit carded a buddy's house and he came downstairs? He's like, this isn't cool, man. And I fucking disappeared. That was year 1 or year 2. Go check YouTube. I don't fucking know. By the way, I haven't heard from Superfan Geo. Not Superfan of me, but Superfan of others. I haven't heard from him in 2 weeks since he finished uploading, I think, year 9. And look, I haven't exactly reached out to the man because last I heard he was going to be killed or fired. I wasn't sure what was going on in his life. So I probably should have gotten a hold of him. But it's that kind of thing where I lay low because he's done a ton of work for me, and I don't want to be that guy who's like, hey, what's going on, man? What's happening? And now I have to go in and recheck all of his work because I went and checked the YouTube video today, and I saw like a spelling error, and I'm a weirdo, so I'm now going to have to go through all of them. And I know you're thinking to yourself, Mike, these were your fucking shows anyway. Why weren't you just going ahead and updating them and making sure? Because, well, he said he would update them and upload them, and so I trusted him to do so, and he did. Good for him. But you know me, I'm a child, and I complain about one goddamn thing. So I see one typo, and now that means I literally am able to spend hours going through and just proofreading everything that was typed. I thought it would be cut and pasted. I don't know. Who the fuck am I? I'm a guy who's turned over things to other people and not done them. And I got to be honest, I don't want to talk out here at the pool anymore. I'm just fucking furious because it's just me bitching about the fact I can't get into my apartment. I guess I should focus and tell you about 2020. That was fun. This is not the fucking show I wanted to do. I wanted to do a show of fucking Lily. You know what? I'm gonna stop recording now, and hope that somehow I'm gonna call my fucking landlady again, or not even the landlady, the fucking manager. I'm gonna call her. This is the worst, literally, like on remote. This is a remote. This is the worst remote broadcast in the history of any sort of radio waves, of any Marconi fucking Tesla bullshit. This is me showing you exactly how the medium should not be used. A fucking terrible cry for help. You get to listen to this tomorrow about how how miserable I was today because I get in my fucking apartment. God damn it. All right, so the point is I don't want to talk anymore here outside by the pool. I keep hearing the gate and I keep hoping it's going to be her walking in. And which would, honestly, I think I'd be more furious if she just like walked in here without texting me or calling me and just was like, hey, yeah, I'm back. I'd be like, man, how the fuck did you not even give me an update or let me know what the fuck was going on? And you don't care. I know you don't care. I don't care either. There's somebody else who's going to do laundry. That's fantastic. I said hi to her earlier, as I said to her, before I decided to launch into a broadcast. I keep calling this a broadcast. This is nothing. This is just a dumb fuck talking out by his pool. And that's ridiculous. There's no point to this. It's just me trying to not lose fucking daylight and try to get a show under my goddamn belt. And if it was Tuesday, I could have been fine. If all this would have happened yesterday, we'd be good. We'd be doing it on Wednesday and everything would be perfect. But instead, I'm fucking here on Wednesday watching this fucking expire because I also got to tell Dave how to do the artwork. I can't wait to have him just draw me out at the pool. You know what, dude? Draw me having sex at the pool. Or actually, you know what? He should draw all of the ghosts of the people. He should draw Johnny Shovels and fucking Steven and me and all these fucking people. And was it Chuck and Larry who were the fucking shooters? I think I talked about them earlier. All right. I know Chuck and Larry's a movie, right? What did I call them on the air? Because I'm trying not to say their real fucking names. All right. I'm going to stop talking now because I don't want to talk at the fucking pool anymore. And I'm going to call my manager and we'll see what she has to say. If she even fucking picks up, or I'll text her. And hopefully the next time you hear from me, I'm in a fucking building. So dude, get this. I come home the other day, my door's unlocked.
Yeah.
So I figure somebody broke in. So I go in the house, someone's using the stereo, Sugar Walls is like blaring through my house.
Okay.
I go upstairs, my bed is unmade. It's like it was made when I left, but somebody screwed it all up. I look around, there's rubbers everywhere.
Dude.
Trojans. Some of them used.
Dude,
Prince fucked Sheena Easton in my bed.
what?
Prince didn't have the decency to change your sheets.
Prince is a dick. I am not in a building. I am still at the goddamn pool. I figured why not come and talk to you for just a little bit more because I won't be at the pool very much longer, at least from what I've been told. I ducked out and I've called my manager again and left another message again. And then she called back this time, luckily. Took about 5 minutes for her to call me back. And here's what her advice was. She said, "Oh, I'm not there. I'll be there in about a half hour." And I said, "Great." And she said, "Because this happens to you so frequently, you should probably hide a key somewhere outside your apartment." And I said, "Excuse me?" She said, "Yeah, this happens to you a lot, and I can't be expected to be there 24/7. And I said, it is noon on a weekday right now. Well, actually, it's now 2 on a weekday or whatever the fuck. I don't think it's too much to ask you to be here at your office on a fucking Wednesday." And I didn't say that. I didn't swear. It wasn't that guy. "Hi. How you doing? Sorry, I'm babbling." That's somebody else walking by and staring at me talking in a fucking microphone at the goddamn pool because they don't know what the fuck's going on at their own apartment complex because they don't pay rent to work in a fucking studio or live in a studio. Fuck. But I just sat there with my jaw open and I just went, "Excuse me? It's noon on a weekday." And she's like, "Yeah, but I have issues away from there. I can't be expected to be there 24/7. This happens to you frequently, so you should probably go ahead and just hide a key like in a potted plant outside of your apartment." And I look, dude, it was all I could take to not tell her to fuck off. I mean, I just, because look, yeah, this happens, but don't fucking shame me because I made a mistake and forgot something in my goddamn apartment. And literally it happens probably once every 3 months. Is that frequent? Perhaps. And again, maybe I'm a doddering old fool who leaves his fucking keys behind. Maybe I'm that guy. But you know what? I'll tell you this. It's happened maybe once every 3 months. And she's only been here once to let me in. I had to wait for another person from another apartment to come in. I had to fucking call her. I've always had to call and find out where she is and what's going on. It's not like she's ever fucking here to let me in when this fucking mistake happens. So how could you say it happens frequently? It's because and maybe I'm the only person. I don't know. Fuck. I'm furious. So she's going to be here in 20 minutes. Maybe this is her on this plane. Maybe she'll fucking kite in. She'll parachute in and fucking land in the goddamn pool I had sex in. Hopefully in a puddle of me. Fuck. But yeah, but she decided not only that, I shouldn't feel bad enough for sitting out here for 2 fucking hours waiting for her, but I should be scolded because this happens so frequently. I need to now hide a key outside like I'm a spy of some sort. And, I'm not a drunk who wobbles home at 3 in the fucking morning and knocks on her door. Whenever this happens, it's daytime. It's not like I'm out in the middle of fucking nowhere or it's unreasonable to think for her to be here. This has been a half hour of me bitching at you about me being locked out of my fucking apartment. That just seems ridiculous, right? This isn't even a fucking show. I asked Lily if I should even put it up. She's probably going to say no or yes or whatever the fuck. I don't know. But no, I'm definitely signing off. And because here's the thing. I want to talk because my computer is even, it's fine. I could talk. I could fucking talk. I want to talk until she gets here so she can walk up and I can be like, "Hi, how you doing?" And you guys can hear her go, "You do this too frequently," and then you can hear me murder her and fucking throw her in the pool. But none of that's going to happen. All right, fuck this. I'm done talking outside. Next time I talk to you, I'll be inside. I swear. Hey, remember that thing with my accountant?
What thing?
Last year I had a thing where we moved some numbers around. I got some extra cash back. Mm-hmm. And he told me it was fine. He told me nothing would ever come of it and there wasn't going to be a problem. Dude, today in the mail I got a purple envelope.
Why?
Yeah, purple envelope. I open it up. There's a note in there and it just says, "The IRS is aware of your tax shenanigans."
What?
Stamped at the bottom is a symbol.
Okay.
Dude, Prince reported me to the IRS for tax violations.
Prince never meant to cause you any sorrow. Yes, he did.
Prince is a dick. Hey, what's happening? Mike Schmidt, 40-year-old boy podcast. I'm doing this way because I don't even fucking know if I'm going to include that past half hour in here. I have no idea if it belongs. But I'm in a building. I swore I'd be in a building, and guess what? I'm in a building. You didn't think I would be. I know you're out there doubting it. You're like, did he get evicted? Maybe that motherfucker got evicted and he doesn't want to tell us. No, I still have that apartment. I'm solidly behind it. And dude, here's what happened, motherfuckers. Get this. Hey, Lily, hi. Say you're here, please, just so they know. All right, good. Lily and I were in constant contact. She knew what the fuck was happening when I was over there and doing stuff. And I signed off and then I called the chick and I told you all this shit. Why should I recap it? And so I also don't know if any of that's worth anything. I told Lily, I'm like, I walked into Lily's house and I go, yeah, I did like almost a half hour. Bitch, it's just me bitching about being locked out. And she goes, have you ever listened to your show before?
You're hysterical when you bitch about your
No,
show.
it's kind of futile and it's a lot of like, it's I don't know.
But I think every man understands what that's like.
to be locked out of his apartment at 50 years of age. No, they all have houses and kids and they're successful. Nobody has a fucking life like
Everybody has
that.
locked themselves out of their house and been pissed off.
Well, apparently I do it frequently from what I've been told.
No.
I got fucking scolded.
I would suggest that you get a copy of your key and put it in a plant outside your front door.
Fucking unbelievable. Well, get this, dude. Here's the thing. So I said that on here. She literally said that you should, I can't be expected to be there 24/7. I'm like, it's fucking noon, man.
24/7 on call for an on manager duty is the job.
I thought so.
Being an on site duty.
I certainly thought so. Especially when
You're
it's
on call 24/7.
and it's you and your husband. So one of
You're
you
on
has to
call.
be there.
Well, they don't have to be there. They have to be on call. They should be returning a call within 20 minutes.
Did not.
Maximum.
Nope. Didn't return it for an hour and 45 minutes.
That's unbelievable. I would complain to the owner of the property.
Well, see, here's where we get into a gray area. But let me explain what happened, because you want to talk about complaining. I was sitting there outside waiting, and I'm on my phone, and a couple of neighbors who actually had seen me walked by, and they go, "Are you still out here?" And I go, "Yeah, I don't know what's happening." They go, "Why don't you call them?" And I go, "I called them twice. She said she'll be here in a half an hour." They go, That doesn't make any sense." They go, "Yeah, no fucking kidding. It doesn't make any sense." And these are young people who again, they just see this old man lurking at the pool, wondering what the fuck is going on out there selling cough drops with his beard. So then they walk away, and I'm not fucking kidding you. A half hour goes by, and I hear the gate, and they walk in. It's her and her husband, so they were together.
Yeah.
Wherever the fuck they were. They had the balls to walk in carrying Starbucks. They had fucking Starbucks coffees, and they're walking in, and I'm like,
They stopped for coffee.
That's my guess. I didn't check the level on the fucking cup to see what they drank and what they didn't drink, but they were holding two cups and holding them as if there were still beverages in there. They're both carrying Starbucks. They stopped for fucking coffee before getting home and letting me into my motherfucking apartment. And I sat at the table, and believe me, you know me. I just wanted to go over and clothesline the coffee. Like, I don't want to hurt them at all. I just want to slap the coffee out of their fucking hand into the pool, make them clean the fucking pool. I was so fucking mad, Lily. I'm literally black cloud fuming in the chair, and you know me. All right, I'm this guy. I want to be this fucking guy to them. I want to go, "What the fuck is your problem? How do you stop for fucking coffee? I'm sitting here 2 hours." But she, of course, she didn't even look at me. She went up to her apartment, and Wayne went up, her fucking husband, and he comes down. Again, he's a nice guy. He's an actor. Whatever the fuck. We've talked before. But I don't bother anybody, man. I don't ask for fucking, I told you, I asked for a new rug. I need new blinds. I need the plumber every 5 months. I ask for that. But I'm not a dick fuck who comes in and goes, "Hey man, my mail was late," or whatever the fuck. I don't bitch about anything. And I've been there fucking 3 times as long as they have. I've been there 20 years.
Yeah.
So fucking he walks up and he's got his key. And I didn't even look at him. He goes into the office to get my key. And then he stops and he starts talking to somebody else in the laundry room. And I'm standing there waiting by my door. He walks over and he goes, "Hey." And I didn't say anything because I knew I would go off. I did not, and I wanted to, but I didn't. And he unlocks my door, and it's literally 2 seconds. You unlock my door, and he goes, "Yeah, bro, you really got to hide a key out here somewhere." And I looked at him and I go, "Yeah, bro, you really got to be here when somebody needs you." And I turned and walked in my house. He goes, "Oh man, I guess you're in a bad mood." I didn't even fucking talk to him. I just walked over, I got my stuff, and I got the fuck out because I had to be here quick. But because it was like through clenched fucking teeth. I'm like, "You really need to be here when somebody needs you." And it's just, because now you're going to fuck, again, I got scolded by your fucking wife on the phone. Again, I'm 50 years old. Yeah, it sucks that I left my keys out. Believe me. And as a 50-year-old man, the fact that I got to call somebody for fucking help is so emasculating and ridiculous, especially when it's her. Because if I even call him and I go, "Dude, I fucked up. I got to get my keys."
You know what I would have said? I've reviewed my lease. Nowhere does it say I can't call you to let you into my apartment as many times as I fucking need. I would call them every day for the next 3 days.
Yeah.
I locked myself out again. You're going to need to come let me in.
Yeah.
Every day.
Because that's their fucking job, man.
Every day I would do it. I would. At this point, I'd be like, "Fuck you."
I was so pissed. But again, here's the thing. I go month to month there. So if I'm a squeaky wheel, one of them goes, "Hey, that guy's causing a lot of problem." They give me the boot.
For what?
They don't have to renew anything. I don't know, but that's the thing. Do I want to dig in like a tick and have fucking warfare with 2 90-year-olds who own my building?
Honestly, I would at this point. I would be that person at
I'm
this
not.
point.
Yeah.
My friend stayed in his apartment for 8 months for free because they tried to evict him illegally.
Yeah, I'm not close enough to death to go ahead and throw that line in the sand. I want to be.
I so want that line in the sand right now. I went and saw Wonder Woman. I'm ready to fight everybody!
You didn't really see Wonder Woman.
God damn, I didn't. I saw it with 5 other chicks, and we walked out of there going, "Amazon's rule!"
You're adorable. All right.
I'm adorable. That's
Good for you.
That is my second favorite comment.
Good for you.
From a man about going to see Wonder Woman.
Good for you. All right. I'm glad it made you think you could make a difference for 5 minutes.
You're really funny right now.
I'm so glad. I'm so glad you thought that you had some sort of importance in the world for a couple of minutes. I'm glad you thought you mattered. I'm glad Cartoon Lady made you think that you were going to be okay.
Well, it's so funny because we left thinking, and somebody ended up writing an article, and I said it at the time. I'm like, no wonder guys go see movies like this and go, I want to be like him. Let's go fucking kill people.
Yeah. There was
I literally walked out of there going, we can choke people out now, right?
There was some tweet that got I think it got like 200,000 likes from a chick, and she goes, "No wonder fucking guys like this. I want to beat her. I want to punch every dude in the face."
I do. I literally walked out like that. I'm like, vaginas rule.
Yeah.
We're running around, just
Well, here's what I say on behalf of all men: fucking try it. Step up with your fucking wristbands and your truth-telling rope, and let's get fucked up. Let's do this. Let's get down and fucking dirty. I'll be happy to. All these chicks who want to walk around and punch dudes. All right, man. Guess what? I'm lining up.
You know what's really funny though? It's like we've dealt with it all of our lives. Guys do not know how to deal with this. They really.
Oh, of course
don't
not.
know how
No.
to deal with it.
Well, I will say this though. Again, this happened. This happened with the fucking chick Ghostbusters too, where everybody's just they're all like, oh, this has ruined my childhood.
Like us. Yeah, I saw myself.
And I saw women who were just like, yeah, you don't understand. And they put pictures up of like 3-year-olds in the Ghostbuster suits, and they go, this movie wasn't for you, it was for them. And my feelings on it. I was like, great. I didn't get involved in it. I don't know why they had to remake Ghostbusters, but I'll tell you this.
I don't know why they had to either.
I was at Mex's house and I watched probably the last like 40 minutes of it. I would say I saw right when all the shit happened in New York, all the crazy stuff starts to happen, and then Helmsworth is there, all that shit, and it's harmless. It was funny. I mean, it was
I didn't think it was that good.
Well, I mean, it wasn't great,
I felt bad
but
because I was like, I don't think it's that good.
I will tell you this: the influence is not paying in a theater. Because I saw Suicide Squad. I talked about it on here last week when you weren't around. I saw it on my TV on HBO. It's fucking awful. I mean, there's no doubt it's awful, but I wasn't mad at it. I was like, all right, I can see this. I kind of like the Joker a little bit. I can pull what I can from it. And that's with the Ghostbusters. I was like, if I'd have paid to see that and see 2 hours and 40 minutes of them for some reason going, hey, Kristen Wiig, Melissa McCarthy, you guys are fucking hilarious. Don't do anything funny in this movie at all. I'd be very upset.
Here's what I think. I don't think either of them are very hilarious. I think they're women who try to pretend to be men.
That's hilarious.
I saw the movie that they're doing right now, and I'm just like, Kristen Wiig, what is fucking wrong with you? You're brilliant. Why are you remaking Weekend at Bernie's?
I don't know because this is what they do.
They're forcing women. That's what I loved about Wonder Woman. She was an actual hero with an origin story of her own. And every time a guy would be like, oh, Diana, don't do that, she'd be like, yes, Diana's going to do that. And you just were like...
Listen, here's what I have to say about that. When you've got an ass like that, you can go ahead and make your own rules. How about that?
Well, here's the thing.
I'm trying to be as sexist as possible to piss you off. It's not working.
Well, because I know you're joking. You can't do it. Besides, I got my Wonder Woman panties on right now. You can't piss me off.
Take them off. We got to go Wonder Vagina. You got to go straight up Commando. She was in Amazon, right? That's Commando, sort of.
Spoiler! Fast forward 10 seconds.
All right, yeah.
My favorite thing in the film is she's about to have a love scene, and I leaned over, and if you know her origin story, she is carved of clay and then brought to life as a god. Okay. And I leaned over to my friend Carmel and I go, he's gonna be so disappointed when he finds she's got a clay vagina. Oh. See, I laughed for 20 minutes. We were walking around all weekend. Clay vaginas rule.
Nice.
Okay, you can come back now.
See, but now knowing that Wonder Woman has made a clay, then you got.
But she's not made of clay.
But your pickup line is set. Hey, let's make some pottery. I mean, you're fucking. Let's do this. Let's make out and get you all fucking moist, and I'll ghost up your fucking vagina. Let's just fucking Demi Moore the shit out of you. Get a couple of hands in there and make a mountain.
To me, it was the funniest thing in the film because I was just like, how stupid is that if she actually still had a clay vagina?
Is that really her origin story? What the fuck is wrong? Go get bit by a spider and come back to me. She wasn't bit by a wonder?
She's a god. She's bit by a wonder.
Because Superman was bit by a super and Batman was bit by a bat. All right.
God, she's not even human.
Well, I see again. Everybody's like, you gotta go and you gotta go. My John went and saw it.
Going, I totally want to bang her. I want her to beat me up.
I come out of any movie like that. I came out of The Machinist wanting to bang Christian Bale. Who the fuck cares? My dick's got to find a home. I'm lonely at this point. Jesus Christ! It's been since January. I'm ready. Fuck Clay. I don't care. Clay. I'm in. Clay pot, Clay vagina, guy named Clay. Something's getting fucked, and my cock's gonna be filthy. I am on edge.
And by the way, spoiler alert for her origin story. If you don't know her origin story, fuck you. You're not a nerd. Don't go see the movie.
But all right, so you say that. But that's the thing is I've been reading all of these people online. And again, women are they are very empowered and good for them. And I'm very happy for them.
It's wonderful to see a princess that can throw a punch.
That's what I heard.
You know what I mean?
I've heard all of these things, yes.
It's fun to see that.
Someone wrote on Twitter, she wrote, I grew up to see my princesses become generals because it's Robin Wright and Leia. Yeah. And I mean, yes, okay. Good for all of them. I'm okay with that. But then I see, the take I don't enjoy is when people are like, hey, men, if you saw Batman and Spider-Man and Iron Man and Guardians of the Galaxy, but you refuse to see Wonder Woman, that says something about you that you need to realize on a deep level.
Well, it does.
No, it doesn't. I have zero interest in Wonder Woman, but also I'm caped out. I didn't see Thor 2. I am. I didn't see Thor 2. I didn't see fucking Ant-Man. I've never seen either Guardians of the Galaxy. I haven't gone. The last hero movie, like I said, I watched Suicide Squad at my house, and I saw Batman and Superman, and that was the one that made me go, nope, walking the fuck out. I'm going to take a break from cowls and capes for a while, because these motherfuckers don't know how to do it anymore.
Here's what I will say, purely from knowing you as a person. You are totally going to enjoy her beating everybody up.
Well, I do like that.
You're just going to be like, that's hot.
Well, and I talked to, believe me, I've talked to people who really liked it, but also I'm afraid, and this is, maybe that's the wrong choice of words, that everybody's pouring all of this love into it because it was made by a woman for women with women. No,
I went into it thinking, this is probably not going to be great.
Really?
What are they going to? Because again, it's a powerful woman's story. How will they fuck it up to cater to men? And instead, they didn't. They just made a really good action film.
Well, because Bridesmaids to me was funny. Okay.
I disagree.
Okay. It's too long. You know what I mean? It's one of those movies. It's like
Bridesmaid was a guy film, though.
It is, but when I saw it, that's what I'm saying is I had to be subjected to every single take that finally women bust out and make the funniest movie in the world, and it's we can do this too, girl power.
Finally, women get to be in the parts that guys normally are cast in, and I was like, I never thought Hangover was the funniest film ever.
Well, I really liked the first one.
I was just like, okay, it's childish and silly.
But that's what we make now. That's comedy, unfortunately. That's where Seth and those dudes took it.
Women are finally equal to being mediocre. That's where I was pissed off. That's why I liked Wonder Woman, because I was like, this was a really good action film. This was a really good fun,
All the takes I heard about Bridesmaids were that it's the funniest movie in the world. Oh my God, if a woman made the funniest movie in the world, it's so great.
Disagree.
Women made the funny.
They remade Hangover.
And then I went and saw it, and I was like, it's funny. But it's so funny, getting back to what you said about Kristen Wiig, where they're making Weekend at Bernie's or whatever the fuck. Like, it's what they do to funny people. They cut their balls off, figuratively and literally. In some cases, well, not literally. Fuck, that's ridiculous. But what I mean is figuratively, whether it's a woman or a man, that's what they do. They neuter them in such a way. It's what they did with Richard Pryor. They would never let Richard Pryor be Richard Pryor on screen. He always had to be this fucking dumb fuck who had to answer to a kid or white dudes, or he had to be scared and shaking or some of that bullshit. When he worked with Gene Wilder, it was different. Or when he made Which Way Is Up, it was different. You could see the fucking danger, and you could see he was really good. That's the thing, is nobody ever gave him the chance to be really fucking good. Watch JoJo Dancer. Fuck. He does good work. And they took that away from him because they did not see, they stayed in comfortable formula.
To make a film that everyone can go see, as opposed to make a really incredible film.
But even, like I said, Will Ferrell was a dude who, they were immature comedies, but he was aggressive. He was aggressive in the body of those comedies. Now things happen to Will Ferrell. He's a baby. He has to let Kevin Hart toughen him up. He has all these different things. Even this fucking Casino movie that's coming out, dude. I saw the trailer for that. It's infuriating. I don't know why. And look, I'm not Comedy Joe. I just sat at a pool and talked for half an hour. I don't know what the fuck is going on in this world. But I see these ads and these things that are coming out, and I'm like, dude, that looks fucking terrible. It just looks so bad. And also, can we name a movie a clever name at this point? I put more thought into naming each episode of this podcast than fucking screenwriters do. Horrible Bosses. Bad Night Out. I mean, it's just like, what the fuck are you doing? And then I saw the trailer for fucking Bad Night Out. It's like Scarlett Johansson and they kill a stripper and whatever the fuck. Fine. Well, then
it's Weekend at Bernie's and terrible, really bad things.
But dude, I went to a theater. I went and saw. I think when I saw John Wick, I saw the trailer for. I'm going to call it Black Horrible Night Out. I'm not kidding. It's five black women who go to like New Orleans or whatever the fuck, and they have bad shit happen to them. It's again another bachelorette party. It's five chicks who have, you know, a dead stripper or a big cock, or they swallow pills, or they went up on a zip line, or they shit on a crowd. I mean, I'm just going, Jesus fucking Christ. And it's the same movie. It looks like exactly the same movie, to the point where, because then they made that Black About Last Night.
Yeah.
Where is that
again,
the strategy?
But I think it's great to have movies with more representation. I think it's always great to have heroes that look like you. I think it's always great to have people you can relate to because you connect to them in looks and feelings and style and vernacular and all of that. But again, what a bunch of terrible movies to be the ones that are remade.
But here's what I say. Why don't you just let all those black girls meet all those white girls and go on a big ass thing and call it Bad Party Bus? Let them go out and they can kill strippers together and shit. Let's go. Let's Ebony and Ivory the shit out of this, man. You want to make bad comedies? Let's bring them all together.
But I don't want to make bad comedies. That's what I'm upset about. That's why I thought Wonder Woman was so great. It was a full movie with an arc and a story and growth and power and strength and women who, you know, it was wonderful. You know, again, I'm tired of Tina Fey being the reluctant, smart woman. Fuck you, Tina Fey. You're not a feminist. You never play a feminist in films. Sorry.
That's all right.
How was your weekend?
I just love that you're full of vim and Wonder Woman vigor. You're all like, you're calling people out. You're all pissed off, ready to sling on everybody.
I've seen so much titty and cock over the last 15 days, plus Wonder Woman. I'm raring to go.
I guess
Let's
so.
do this.
All right. I'd love to. I'm old.
As I called you going, can we make it noon?
Can we?
My hip is killing me.
I got sciatica.
It started at 10, then it was 10:30, then I texted you 11. I feel like it's my fault you locked yourself out of the house.
I read your texts on the air.
Did you really?
If they hear this half hour, if I decide to include that in this show.
It sucked because I wanted to start early and have a great day, and I couldn't get out of bed physically after 17 days. It was bad.
Fitting you would say that on Prince's birthday. Perhaps my favorite Prince song of all. Indeed. So I don't know what they're doing with these movies. The Mummy's going to be terrible. All these movies, it's
a female mummy.
It's a hot mummy, not just a female mummy. They're like, hey, what if we had a hot mummy? And I'm like, yeah, all right, I'm in. And then I saw the ad for it. I'm like, I can't. And it's funny. Pat's just like, are you going to this, man? You love Tom Cruise. I'm just like, no, I have less interest in Hot Mummy than I do in Wonder Woman, in Hot Beat Up Chick, or whatever the fuck you want to call it.
I'm gonna make you take me to Wonder Woman because I want to see it again.
Oh my god! Well, let's go now. Let's just fucking end this. We should have gone.
All right, you guys can get me.
You can, you can get me here at 10. No, at 10:30, 11:30, at noon, perhaps.
It was rough. It was really rough. I could not get out of bed.
Well, I relate because this week I fought through my injuries because I'll tell you what, I'm going to say this and no one's going to like it. Look, I got to tell you, I'm going to warn you right now. This is also something you might want to fast forward through, and I don't blame you if you do. But, I've been lifting quite a bit. I've been out rampaging. I've been running, doing a lot of cardio, but lifting like heavy weights. Like that's the thing is you go on and off on. You do one day you do like 5 sets of 15 and one day you do 5 sets of 5. And it's like with fucking 100-pound fucking dumbbells and the whole deal. It's awesome. I love doing it, pushing some iron around. But there are complications that arrive. Like the calf cramp that won't go away for 16 minutes, and you're stretching and you're laying on the ground trying to find one position that makes sense, and it's not, and you're just flipping around and trying to do what you can, standing up and bending over and standing straight and doing whatever you can. But you couple all of that activity with there's a lot of running, a lot of hardcore jogging and running, a lot of hardcore lifting. Squats and deadlifts have become a real standard in my leg days. I did front squats, which actually was a drag. You cross your arms over your chest and you hold the bar and then the bar rests on your collarbone and you go up and down. Yeah, it's a little rough. So I'm doing those. I'm doing leg presses and I'm doing one leg presses, with like 200 pounds each leg and then 600-pound leg presses. Who cares? Nobody needs to know my weight.
Wow.
But I can tell you this, your body tends to rebel a little bit in those instances. Like I said, you get a bad shoulder, you get a bad wheel, you get a pain in your bicep perhaps, and you think to yourself, I wonder if I should push it. And you just fight through it because that's what you do when you're young. When you're old, maybe you shouldn't do that because your body will take its revenge in the weirdest of ways. So not only am I doing all of that hardcore lifting and hardcore working, but I'm driving for hours at a time. I didn't get my car back until Saturday. I told you guys last week about the car accident, but I picked it up Saturday afternoon. So I was able to drive all night Saturday and then all day Sunday, which was great. And I made a little bit of money. I haven't been out yet this week, but sitting in the car for 12 hours also gives you a real challenge to overcome. So in addition to lifting heavy weights and pushing and straining and grunting and moving, then you're sitting down for long periods of time. And I got to tell you, I didn't study alchemy. I don't know anything about the body so much. I know a little bit about mine, and I know when things happen that are out of the ordinary I didn't expect, there must be some reason. I'm assuming it's because of sitting in one place for a long time. I assume it's lifting heavy weights and pushing really hard and straining. But I have a hemorrhoid the size of a female weightlifter's clit. I don't know what the fuck happened.
That's how you measure them?
Holy God.
I had no idea.
It is, you know what? It's as if Fonzie was in my ass and just going, hey, because I got a thumb poking out of there. It's like you went to Carrie's grave, but it was my ass, and her hand is shooting out of it to grab you, or Carrie's mom's grave. Fuck. Holy God. It's like, I literally thought to myself, I'm like, again, because it's like you could put sunglasses on it and it could like pass. I wanted to hand it an umbrella and make it my own Jiminy Cricket. I wanted it to sing me a song. Holy God. It's I can't even explain it.
Well, you've done a good job.
I think perhaps.
We need 2 more.
If I bend over, my ass looks like a Q. Holy Jesus. I don't usually share this kind of thing with you guys because it never happens. First of all, it never fucking happens. But when it happens, sometimes we've talked about it. I had the fucking, what did I have? I want to say, I keep thinking detached retina because that's what you had, but that's the wrong eye.
Yes, it is. Yes, it is.
What the hell did I have?
What it was called.
Where I couldn't sit down, but I needed to have a donut or whatever the fuck. I don't
want to. Getting a donut right now?
No. Because I will tell you this. It's not. That's the good thing. Is it's like I take 2 showers a day, and it's like and we're okay. And I haven't put anything in there to visit. I haven't grabbed a cream or any. I'm just letting it run its course. No, it's going to be fine. It's going to just go away, and everything will be okay. I'm sure. Because I don't want to fool around back there. I got no interest in that. No, if somebody else wants to fool around back there, I'm on board with that.
You don't want them to do that right now. That would be very painful.
Well, no, because again, because you go back there and you just start to work it like a speed bag. It's grim. Yeah, it's no good.
Get a little witch hazel, get a little preparation H, do something. It'll go away faster. And because here's the thing, if you don't get it healed completely, it will re-rupture.
Well, I don't know about any of all that. I don't know about all of that nonsense you're saying. But I have to go driving, and I have to be sitting, and it's just a weird deal because this never happens. I mean, I don't, it's not I've never had, and so then you wonder yourself, I mean, like, fuck, is this the beginning of the end? Is this the 50-year-old thing where everything starts falling apart? Because again, I do have nagging, like my shoulders, when I go see John and I go lift, I'm like, hey, I have to push through on my shoulder. And we used to do...
you shouldn't be pushing through. When your body has pain, there's usually a reason.
But it's not pain. I know the difference. That's the thing. You know pain and you know discomfort. Okay. And discomfort you can work through and then it goes away and it's fine. I do that. If I had pain, because I was in the gym, I don't know if I told this story. This is 2 weeks ago. And I did leg presses. And again, I leg press a lot of weight. I mean, just like a ton. And so then I stood up and it was time to do squats. And I walked over to the machine and our deadlifts. I lifted the deadlift bar off and my back gave out and I hit the ground. The bar I had to put down and then I went to twist and I go, I'm good. And I went and I was like, whoa, like my whole body just went, nope, you're laying right here. And I did. I just laid there and he stretched me out. He's like, fucking twisting my legs up or whatever the fuck. And then he goes, you got to do this every day. Yep. And fuck that. Who the fuck wants to? I understand that, and I do stretch, but not like.
I stretch every day.
But it's like it's 40 minutes of just. I hate being inactive that whole time and just staring.
Just do it for 20.
I just bit my tongue. I bit the fuck out of my tongue just now.
Just do 20 solid minutes every day minimum.
Dude, I bit
On the days you're not, do 40.
Oh, I taste blood. Hold on.
Let me see. I don't see blood. Oh, yeah, I do.
You do? Yeah.
That's nice.
Dude, I don't bite my tongue in like the right spots. I bite the side of my tongue. I bit a hole in the top of my tongue. It had a speed bump on my tongue, and then in my head I'm like, why do I not have a chick to go down on at this point? Because I got a fucking French tickler in my mouth. That'd be fucking perfect. I could be like, because look, I do enough damage with my mouth anyway, but you throw the extra bump in there, who the fuck knows what that, I might have, I'll bite the shit out of my tongue forever. It was almost like I had a piercing. It was directly in the center of my tongue, just a fucking, like a huge bump. And I'm like, yeah, I could put this to good work. But it's only one pussy I want to eat, and unfortunately, I'm not in contact with that anymore at this point. So I was like, and that's not exactly something you can go to the bar and go, hey, help me work this out. I want to see if this works.
Well, you can. It just probably won't work.
Well, I don't know. Not with a chick.
Because some Amazon Wonder Woman's going to punch you in the head for that.
That's one ass whooping I have to take. You are, Jesus Christ, look at you flexing it up. No, sorry. But what's funny to me is that you're all empowered as Wonder Woman. If you waded into battle, of course. And Theater of the Mind, play along with me.
Okay,
fuck.
yeah, I'm all empowered. Yeah, fuck. I watched 400 strippers over the last 2 months.
Well, let's talk about that, because you had the Hollywood Burlesque Festival, which I did not get to attend. I was in Chicago for some of it and stuff like that. All right, let's set this up. This was the third?
Yes.
Third Hollywood Burlesque Festival. And for months, Lily has been very diligent about getting her work done. And we went, after the show one time, we went to the grocery store, and she's buying, this is 2 months for the festival. She's buying snacks so she can have the green room packed with snacks. She's making arrangements for a meal table. When I say Hollywood Burlesque Festival to you guys, it's just like, yay, it's like she does that every week. No fucking way. She doesn't do that every week. Every week she puts together a show on Mondays, and that's that. This is coordinating people who have entered from all over the world to come and compete for the title of Ms. or Mrs. Hollywood Burlesque or Mr. Hollywood Burlesque. And it's a 4-day festival, 3 days in the one, 4 days in the one big venue, and then the closing party at the Monday Night Teas. It is an unbelievably ridiculous undertaking. I don't know how you did it, and I don't know how you've done it 3 times.
Really good volunteers.
Well, they're not here, so fuck them. So let's talk about you.
Well, no, I think part of what makes a good producer is finding people who are really good to do the work that needs to be done.
See, this is a show where you need a microphone. Because can you...
All right. I just took his.
Do it. Go ahead, take it. Talk.
No, it's just, when you're a good producer, you bring a good staff together. You bring people together that work together, that all have the same goals. And I had an incredible production team for the shows themselves. I had a great staff doing sales for me. It's the first year we broke even.
How did your health hold up?
I pushed through.
I can recommend you don't do that. Jiminy Cricket would recommend you don't do that either.
Jiminy Cricket would. Well, no, there's pain, there's stuff. I'll tell you, I found something that I still can't believe works. I have a medical rub that I use that is a cannabis oil with CBD in it, and it has helped for the most part with sciatic pain and stuff.
So you just drink that?
No, you rub it on the area that's in pain, because I can't do pot. I get like bad highs now, so I can't do anything that's better.
Are you doing pot? Who's doing pot?
I was trying to see if it would help with the pain, but the rub helps. But no, I had an incredible staff. We had incredible performers from all around the world. We got press in New Zealand that's amazing. But it was wonderful. And then right after that, I did 4 days in Vegas.
Well, we'll talk about that in a second, but I want to talk more about the festival. There were people turned away at the border, correct?
There were.
How does that happen? How does that work? Is it the Trump thing, or what happened?
It is kind of the Trump thing. And you've read about it in other festivals as well. There are visas you can get to perform in the United States that are very expensive. If you are not being paid and you are in a competition, up until about a year ago, they would just let you into the country and they would be like, no problem. They're now interpreting it that if they are charging a cover at the event, even if you are competing, you are therefore generating income and need to have the visa, even if you're not being paid. So 2 of the performers that were competing got turned away. It was depressing.
Well, yeah, that's awful. And especially because they make the trip, they pack all their stuff, they pack their boas and their feathers and their makeup.
And they send them away on their own dime. So not only did they get here, they put them on a plane and made them pay to go home as well. They were at about $3,000 a person.
So they couldn't just flip their return ticket because of the airline that you got to pay the charge.
You're not even allowed out of customs. You're literally turned back around and sent on the next plane out once they determine you can't stay.
Were they?
It's horrific. Our country is terrible.
Well, it's in the throes of a crisis at this point, certainly. But I don't. That just seems that they wouldn't work to help you once they told you, look, man, we can't get you in, but let's help you.
You're breaking the law in their eyes. They don't have to help you. You've just tried to illegally come into the country and take a job away from an American. That's literally the attitude now at the border.
Oh, Jesus.
Yeah.
All right.
It's insane. I mean, and it's heartbreaking and it's terrible because not only did they miss our festival, they also were going to be competing at Beehoff, and they were pulled out of that festival.
That's
as well.
Burlesque Hall of Fame.
The Burlesque Hall of Fame.
And that's what you went to in
Following
Vegas.
weekend,
The, you know, Ahmad is coming to town.
Yes.
Ahmad
Is he
7.
working?
Ahmad 7. No, he's not. He's coming to
Good.
visit. And he's been here many times before. He graduated from college in this country. But I wrote him the other day because it's a month out. He's here at the first week of July. And I said, dude, 1 month until we get to see tiny Japanese people flying all over the place. And he wrote me, he's like, dude, I just got everything finalized, everything's square. And then the next day, Qatar gets expelled from the League of Nations or whatever the fuck, I don't know, the League of Extraordinary Gentlemen gave Qatar the boot. And that's right next door to where he is. And Saudi Arabia is rattling their sabers about a bunch of other things. And so I wrote him back and I go, Jesus Christ, dude. I go, is this Qatar shit going to hurt you? I go, every day I wake up, it's something fucking new. And he's like, Qatar shouldn't bother me. He goes, it shouldn't be a thing. And Saudi Arabia shouldn't. He goes, right now, he goes, Saudi Arabia likes Kuwait. So he goes, I think we're okay. But who the fuck knows? Again, that could change in a day.
Doesn't it make you crazy that you've met this person who lives in this country, but because their rulers and our rulers, our government and their government can't get along, the two of you may not be able to see Japanese people get thrown around in the air.
Yes, it's infuriating.
It's insane. It's infuriating that because our country now believes that every job for minimum wage is so important in this country that we can't have somebody come in and dance in a competition and take their clothes off.
Don't they understand that we want to see foreign nipples? Don't they understand that?
But it is. It's a foreign exchange of ideas and culture and friendships and all of that that's being affected because assholes can't get along.
Yes, because of coal.
It kind of is.
Well, the bad news is Ahmad is a coal miner. Hopefully they don't check into that because he's been mining coal in Kuwait. He's actually making his own coal. He's like Superman. He squeezes the sand, then he makes a coal, squeezes it and makes a diamond. He's doing very good work over there. So he'll be here, and I'm excited about that, which is good. But I may drag him to a tease. I don't know though. I don't know if that's his thing. I don't know if he's going to be on board with it. I haven't told him that yet. I should probably not say that on the show then because he just heard it. Because I would take him out on Monday and go, dude, we're going over here. And he's going to be like, what? And then we're going to walk in and he's going to be like, oh, I cannot do this.
Surprise people with titties.
That's exactly the way you do it.
Not a good surprise.
No, that's perfect. That's like, and the whole time we'll go to the bar at the door of the Three Clubs and I was looking and I'll go, ding, 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 ding,
Let me
ding,
ask
ding,
you this.
ding.
Would you like it if one of your friends who is Jewish surprises you with a bris?
Well, it's late. Too late for that, first of all.
It's never too late for that.
There's more to take off?
You can, yes.
No, I
I'm
can't.
just
I'm
saying,
circumcised. They can't have any more of that.
They'll take the last quarter inch off. But
I can't
that's what
spare
I'm
it.
saying.
I cannot spare it.
But that's what I'm saying. It's like you don't want to surprise somebody with something that is a cultural thing that maybe they don't want to be involved in.
Well, thank you for your lesson, Miss Politically Correct Dickhead. But of course, I wouldn't do that to him. I'm not a jerk.
Okay.
You're
Well,
so mean.
I don't want him to be surprised by my nipples.
Well, I already gave him the little peep show thing.
Did you really?
I had to smuggle it into
you
Kuwait.
took porn into...
I didn't because I was going to, but I knew I could not because of that. I told you I can't even. I'm in the hotel and I can't even Google porn. That's a lot of fucking dry rubs that
You're
week.
lucky you got your phone in.
That's just me jerking off to the thought of whatever. You know what I mean? Like I was lucky that I could hear people fucking in the place where I was staying the last time. I was like, all right, that gets me going. I talked about that on here, didn't I?
No.
Oh, I didn't. I stayed with the English dude. Well, because you know what? I may have talked about it. You weren't there. I did the shows in Kuwait.
That's right.
And you don't listen, so you probably wouldn't
That's
have heard
not
it.
True.
I did. I was there, and you could hear one night. You could hear people going at it in this building, and so of course I had to paint a picture of them. You know, I pictured her in a full-on hijab and the whole fucking outfit, and then it was just some.
Really, you had to sexualize that part of it?
Well, in my head, because then I instead of because I had to look, it went on for a while. They were doing pretty good work. So in my head, I was like, all right. So see, I didn't want it to be just like a Muslim dude and a hijab lady. So I had to make it like a hijab lady and like a Russian Cossack, and he had come by to get information or something. And I'm like, oh, all right. And then she plied him with her
Can't you just
hijaby
have
ways.
sex? Can't you just picture two people in a missionary position?
Yes, I can, but I also can picture other things. Why wouldn't I? I mean, I can picture just me jerking off at a desk, or I can picture me sticking my cock in an ice cream cone. Which one works? It all depends on what time it is. All depends on what day it is. You know, when you go into, when your porn sites, which I won't say the names because everybody will judge me, but if you go into those and you think to yourself,
one, just one.
all right, I will say this just because I have a friend and we used to talk all the time, and he told me about this place called thehun.com, I think it is. And just recently I was talking to him and he mentioned the Hun, and I go, you don't still go to the Hun? Because it's like, I mean, this is 15 years ago he mentioned it to me. And he's like, yeah, occasionally that'll happen. And I'm like, oh, all right, that's fine. But I don't ever go there. So I kind of cheated there because I didn't tell you, but I know that exists anyway. But look, believe me, we got it when I was alone last week. We already got into my jerk off ritual. We don't need to talk about it again this week. I had people writing me about back-to-backs, and I'm like, yeah, all right. I probably shouldn't have mentioned that on the goddamn show.
Wow.
What? See, you don't listen. If you listen, you'd know. All right. So then you went to Vegas. Are you looking up the Hun?
Yeah.
All right. Is your dyslexia hurting you? Yeah. Don't look up the nuh.
That's what I looked up.
Did you really? I could probably jerk off to the nuh.com.
Is it the Hun.net?
I don't know. It's one of those. It's the Hun with filth. That's all you gotta do. Did you add porn to your search?
I did.
All right, good for you. All right, so then you went to Vegas and that turned out good. And were you performing at Behoff or no?
I was actually. It is the first time I was ever. Well, it's the second time I was in a group number there. But we opened the Saturday night show. And
okay.
It was delightful. I got to be part of the protesters from the 1963 protest when they stopped putting pictures of strippers in newspapers.
Oh, they did stop that?
Yeah, and the league, you're gonna laugh. The Exotic Dancers League went on protest, and because they were unionized in San Francisco.
Now, isn't Wonder Woman part of the Exotic Dancers League?
We're actually gonna do the Exotic League of Extraordinary Women.
Oh,
we thought that would be funny. So we opened it with a protest of unfair to strippers, EDL, and we were all protesting, and then the opening girl came out and did "I'm Just a Girl" into a couple of the different songs, and so I was part of the opening number. It was wonderful to get to be on that huge, amazing stage.
Nice, and you had a good time, even though you had your mask on. And
I had to wear a mask the whole weekend for the smoke.
That's one of the reasons Lily is sick now, is because she's on her feet the whole time.
Hey, this is a good site.
All right, looks like you found it. All right.
Oh, Star Wars is on the cover.
Oh, good. Star Wars, of course it is. So I mean, I what was I talking about when I talked about?
Porn.
I know, but how did I mention
the weekend? No, because
because
not getting off to them getting off.
Well, yeah, because you on certain days you use certain searches and you look for certain things and you go, okay, well, there's Amateur Wife Charlie. I mean, you're like, okay, I'm into that. That's fine.
Are you into amateur porn?
Yeah. Honestly, I gravitate toward that more than I would the
professional polish.
Yeah, the stuff from Bang Bros is just. I mean, look. I mean, it's all filmed better. You know what I mean? It's all in high def and stuff. But I mean, like I told you, I'll open up fucking 3 screens and I got 2 with me in them and then one with other stuff going on.
So bizarre.
Well, I mean, the memories like the corners of my cock. So
you need to delete all of that.
Yeah, probably. I would imagine so.
Let's do that together right now in the air.
Well, first let's watch it all, and then we'll go ahead and delete it all. No, we're not doing it. Eventually.
I think it's interesting that you watch yourself and other porn.
Well, my face isn't in it, so I'm not so worried about it. I don't have to. Unfortunately, occasionally I talk, and I'm just like, oh, what are you doing? Shut up. Although I say all the right things. Don't kid yourself. I'm not bad at that. I made a bride to be blush. We've talked about that on here.
So is he staying with you when he comes over?
Well, that's the thing. You know what? It's funny. He just wrote me last. When I talked to him, we were going back and forth. And last time I talked to Ahmad was a couple of weeks ago, about a month ago. And as far as I knew, he was coming with several Abdullahs in tow. He was coming with a pack of Abdullahs, and I'm like, all right. So I don't know. That's cool. Let's do this. So he only bought Tiny Japanese Flying People tickets for just me and him, as far as I know. But the Abdullahs were coming and they were going to be excited. So I'm like, all right, well then I don't, because the shows are in Long Beach. Yeah. The Japanese launching is in Long Beach, but I don't live, I live an hour from there. So I didn't know, he wasn't sure where he was staying or what he was doing, and he bringing all the Abdullahs. So then he wrote me the other day when I asked him about Qatar, and he said, hey, there will be no Abdullahs with me. And I'm presently deciding whether I should stay at a hotel or if I should stay at your place. It's, you can kind of weigh in on this. And I wrote him and I just went, dude, you can stay with me. That's totally cool. I got no problem with it. I go, but I will warn you, it's a 1-bedroom apartment. So he lives in a 3-story house. So I said, we will kind of be on top of one another. And he's used to that shit because, I mean, he traveled through fucking Ecuador on foot. Like he did one of those backpacking deals where it was like him and a bunch of other, I don't know if it was a bunch of Abdullahs, but I mean, they all just went through this fucking deal. And by the way, when I say Abdullahs, I mean genuinely people named Abdullah. Please don't think I'm using a pejorative. He generally has he has 5 European, he has Eastern European Abdullah. He's got regular Abdullah. He's got blind Abdullah. These are his friends. So I didn't know which of those Abdullahs were coming on the trip. So please don't think I'm like, aha, Abdullah is like it's some slur. It's not. He has a pack of Abdullahs. So he had been informed me that they might be coming. I knew regular Abdullah was on the docket, but I guess they've all fallen out. The Abdullahs have all canceled on me.
Well, I have a queen-size blow-up bed if you would like to borrow it.
Okay.
If he wants to stay with you. I mean...
Cool. Yeah, that might be a plan. Because to me, that's not a big deal. And I already told him, I go, well, dude, you can just have the bedroom and I'll just sleep on the chair in the living room like I did forever when I was still a failure. But then he wrote me back. And that's what I said. I go, I'm just letting you know it's a 1-bedroom apartment. I got no problem if you stay with me. You can have the bedroom and I'll just sleep on the chair. And then he wrote me back. He's like, I'm going to start looking for hotels. And then I wrote him back. I go, look, I wasn't trying to discourage you from staying with me. Please know that. I was just giving you the lay of the land before you show up. Because But
your response should have been, you're absolutely staying here. You're getting the bedroom.
Well, he should. I mean, that's the way it should be. But
we
also
decided you don't need a room.
Yeah, Ahmad 7.
Am I allowed to meet him?
Of course.
I'm not too much.
We got to wear a hijab.
Yeah, no. Yeah, bring me one. I'll wear it. That would be hysterical.
We looked for stuff. We did that because I was looking when I was there because I was looking for Jill for like a dress, and then I was going to get her a hijab thing, and I'm like,
No, that's not.
Well, because it would be making fun of, and I that was the one thing.
It wouldn't be making fun of. It would be trying on another culture that's not yours, and I'm not comfortable with
Yes,
that.
It's cultural appropriation and all that nonsense.
I don't even go that far. It's just, if you go to Hawaii and you buy a Hawaiian t-shirt, that's kind of different than...
Yes. Yeah. But I got a dishdasa and a fucking, the whole deal. So I didn't, for me, it seemed different for women because it's a different type of thing. Yes. You know what I mean? The men choose to wear that there.
Yes.
Women are, unfortunately, some of them have to wear that sort of thing. And so that's why I didn't get it for Jill. Like I said, I was looking for it. I'm like, maybe this will be a thing to get for her.
But I love the beautiful scarf you brought me.
I did. I brought scarves for you and for Kristen and for Ava and Jill. Yeah. Which was great. So anyway, he'll be here and I'm excited for that. But then he said he's staying like 10 days, I think.
Awesome.
So that'll be awesome. But
what are you doing besides flying midgets? Are you
right now, I don't know.
You should go to like you should go out to the dog track.
Okay.
There's
a dog track?
Yeah.
I didn't even know that. I would have gone by myself. I didn't know there was a fucking dog track.
Or a horse track, not dog track. I'm sorry. There's a horse track. We should go. You can take him to you can take him to the Broad Museum. It's absolutely fabulous. You can take him over to the La Brea Tar
He's not
Pit.
too keen at gazing at broads, so I don't know if that's going to be the best move.
That's not what it is in museum of.
I apologize. I misunderstood.
Yeah.
I don't know.
There's a million wonderful. I'll give you my whole.
Well, it's Los Angeles. Yeah, there's a million different things. I know.
Touristy stuff. I'll go along.
Okay, that would be great. But here's the problem. Sort of. He's been here. I mean, he lived in Colorado forever, and he's been to LA.
Tours.
I don't know. I don't know if he did or he didn't. I don't know if it means anything.
Castle one night?
I would love that, certainly. Yeah. Ahmad, bring a suit.
Bring a suit.
Because you got to wear. But that's weird. All he wears is sweatpants. I'm not even kidding. Like you think I'm kidding. I'm not. He wears sweatpants all the goddamn time. Wow. Because he's rich and he doesn't have to worry about it. And he's not rich. He works at a good job, so he doesn't have to.
Are you implying that
there's no pretense.
Don't know how to dress?
I'm implying that rich people don't have to know how to dress.
Well, yes, that's obvious.
Rich people can show up and we talked about Richie Rich in his fucking goofy ass pantsuit, that little baby shorts, and he shows up in the restaurant and he's like, "Oh, Mr. Rich." They have him seated, give him his gold plated fork, and he eats doubloons. Good for him. But that's how it is with Ahmad. It's like he does what he wants because he can. He doesn't. That's one of the great things about him and all of his friends. There's no weird pretense. There's no peer pressure.
Yeah.
They just had fun. They were just being silly and having fun and goofing around. And one, like I said, we went to the movies one night and Fawaz showed up in a full dishdasa, black dishdasa with the headscarf and everything. And someone else is in shorts. And it doesn't matter. You wear what you want. That was the cool thing. They don't, it doesn't turn into a thing. So he'll be here in a couple of weeks. I don't even know how we got into that situation, but yeah, if you want to come and I want to, maybe if he wants to go to the teas, I'll bring him. I don't know if he's up for that or not. I don't know if that's his deal. But it should be great. But this is the end of year 9, man. I mean, I can't even. I was talking about it earlier, and I said there's no better metaphor than the end of year 9 than me having to sit there and wait for somebody to bail me out of a situation that I've been in before. I mean, honestly, it just no fucking kidding. Because I had grandiose ideas. I'm like, all right, we'll go do this, and I always make proclamations. Like we always use the first week of the new year to go. All right, this is what our goal is for this season. And we can't even get Kansas City down, man. What the fuck? All right, let's talk about that.
We don't need to talk about it. We just don't have tickets for sale yet because the venue may have to change.
Yeah, the venue fell out. All right, so we got to find a new theater. So I kept saying the Outburst. Fuck that. It's not that. I don't even know if the Outburst Theater exists anymore. I have no idea what the fuck is happening. Because I can't get a hold of them. I'm trying to talk. Whatever. I've been put on the sidelines in this negotiation.
Yeah, I'll take care of everything. We'll make it all work.
So we're still going to be in Kansas City on the 12th. It's just people are writing me to buy tickets and they're not on sale yet because I don't know where you'll be going. I mean, again, it could be that thing where we just sell tickets and you show up in my fucking hotel room.
Let's do that. Let's get a conference room at the hotel.
But do you know what? I would fucking do that. Like, I'm not like if I thought
Let's just get a big suite and we'll just do a live podcast with listeners.
That's what I want. I mean, literally, I would do that. That sounds like a fucking cool ass idea.
$20 ticket though.
Really?
Oh yeah.
Okay, that's
a live podcast in our suite. Oh my god.
If anything, it seems like it would be less than a $20
no,
ticket.
That's like a $250 VIP event.
You know, when I used to go
topless.
Well, then, all right, yeah, now that definitely costs more. No, you're not kidding.
I am.
So the
who's in?
Well, again, we always threaten this, and I would love to do it. It always seems like a fun thing and a good idea. Because I would love to. Well, because it was funny. A listener has written me, and because I guess I talked about watching monster movies all night or whatever the fuck after everything, and she was like, "I'm in. That would be awesome. We got to do that, like to watch monster movies after our shows and just hang out all night long until we had to fly out of town." And I was like, "Well, I wonder if anybody else would be interested in doing something like that." Because I mean, if that's the case, we would all just go back.
Slumber party.
Yeah, right. I mean, I think that's a really cool idea.
A suite and do that then. But it's limited tickets then. It's like 25 people. That's it. Because you can't get more than that in a suite without getting yelled at.
But then we would, and just fucking, because I took this idea from last Halloween. I told you I worked security for that fucking event at the theater, and at the Meltdown. And it was a 24-hour movie marathon for monster movies for Halloween. Yeah. And there were people in pillows and couches and sleeping and slumbering and eating and food, and they kept bringing food. They had different food they brought in. And I was just the fucking dopey security guard who worked overnight to make sure no homeless people killed these people. But in my head, I went, this is a fucking awesome idea. Like, I would love to do this at my house. And again, I'm sure that gets to who I am as a guy and needing people and needing more friends around me and all that other shit I've talked about. So, it's why when I went to Arizona with my friends and we rented a house and we cooked all fucking weekend, and it was so appealing to me. I loved it. So and we've threatened this idea where for Podfest, we've talked about just getting a hotel room, and I'll do a show in the hotel room and we'll all hang out, that sort of thing. But I mean, I don't know if first of all, nobody's buying tickets for that ever in a million years. Nobody ever wants to just fucking come and, well, okay. I'm glad you think that, but I disagree with you.
Okay. So I'm going to put a poll up. Do we get a different theater, or do we do limited tickets in our hotel suite and do a live pajama party podcast?
All right. Put up a poll.
Okay.
All right. So Lily goes to type.
You can keep talking.
I don't know if I want to. I think I want to watch you type instead. I mean, most of the show's been a clusterfuck already, so why shouldn't I just watch you type? I mean, it's me at a fucking pool. It's 9 different locations. I got to wind up talking to my neighbor on microphone. I mean, Jesus fucking Christ. So amateur night. I literally just had a discussion with somebody, and they were like, "Oh, what's podcasting?" I go, "You know what? There's different levels to it, because the problem is everybody in the world has a podcast now." I said, so they all think that they should be famous, or they should be discovered, or their content is worth it. I said, I was very lucky. I got in at the beginning on a kind of a very popular show, and then people kind of thought I might be worth listening to. So then a year later, they just all jumped in. So I was lucky enough to have a built-in audience that I'd kind of built myself through a different show. I go, but now people will write me all the time and they're like, "Hey, I just started a show, man. How do I get listeners? What's going on? I don't understand. I can't get off the ground with this." And I write them and I'm like, I've talked about this on here before. I'll write them, and my first paragraph would just be like, I'll say their name and I'll just say Joe Rogan, Mark Maron, Doug Benson, Jimmy Pardo, and Scott Aukerman, Paul F. Tompkins. I go, this is your competition. This is what you're judging, because this is who all these people listen to, and that's who they judge themselves against. Yeah. So they go, "Oh man, how can I get a show like Paul's, or how can I be?" Well, you fucking can't. No offense.
Well, you can, but you're not going to do it overnight, because there's no, Drew Carey, my ex-husband's best friend, overnight success. Lived in his car for 12 years to be an overnight success. Traveled across the country for 12 years touring.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, but he had that money coming in from the X-Ray Specs ad too. That kept him afloat for a long time.
But the point is, you don't. Very rarely is someone discovered sitting at Schwab's. That's not how most things happen.
But people do get discovered podcasting at Schwab's. I will say that.
Oh, podcasting at Schwab's. Oh, that was one of my favorite movies.
Yeah, I think that Audrey Hepburn was terrific in that, quite frankly.
Too.
Yeah. Breakfast at Tiffany's, podcasting at Schwab's. It was the sequel. It was the sequel to Breakfast at Tiffany's.
It was.
And she wants breakfast at Tiffany's, and I want podcasting at Schwab's. That's that song, right?
Yes, that's exactly what it is.
At the soda counter. Oh my God! You remember soda counters? Oh my God! I remember this. How old are we?
I drive by and see the Schwab sign all the time on Vine and just laugh. The sign is still there, but now it's a big giant industrial complex with a fucking. There's a Walgreens that has a bar in it.
Is that serious?
Yes.
Oh my Christ!
They have a little cafe area, and I just laugh.
I don't understand that. Like, I go to Gelson's and I get a sandwich made in the deli, and then you walk out and there's tables to sit at and eat your sandwich. It's like, I don't want to eat in a grocery store. I just, it's bad enough. If I want to do that, I'll go to Costco and be on the move. You know what I mean? I'll eat a cup of spaghetti and a cup of banana pudding, and then I'll go home. I mean, that's just the fucking way it works. Because look, that is not part of a balanced breakfast, walking through Costco. I can tell you that.
We have to go there soon.
We do. Well, I need more snacks in the Burlesque Festival. What's happening?
No, I need to buy food to eat because I can't drive.
Oh, real food. Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, that's right. I am driving Miss Lily all the time.
My friends have been very kind to take care of me.
I just got booked. I get this, guys. I got a gig. I'm apparently driving Lily to and from the tees on Mondays from now on.
Not every Monday. I asked if you could do a couple out of the 9 that I need a driver for.
I'm happy to do it. I'm actually going to the tees this week. Should I wait to talk about that till later or what? Should I just end this fucking... Again, literally this show, this was... You know what? I won't... This is totally true. It's week 52 of year 9. It feels like last day of school. Like, and it's just a blow-off show. Because normally I come prepared. I'm like, all right, let's do this. And I got this that happened to me. I got this. Well,
Prepared?
Well, sort of. I have a brain. You know, if I got a brain and a mouth, I'm prepared.
Oh.
But who was I telling that to? Oh, you know what? It was funny when I did. Look out, that fell.
Okay.
Sorry.
Well, you being locked out of your house pretty much was the
That
perfect-
fucked everything.
Yeah.
It just it took
I don't
the
think
wind
it
out of
fucked it. I think it was like, yep, it's year 52.
Last day of school.
Last day of school. Got locked out of the house.
because it's that thing where no more pencils, no more books, and you just run down, you throw all your papers in the air, and you run out, and then Ben Affleck hits you with a fucking paddle, and you wonder what the fuck's gonna go on now. It's this. This is the dazed and confused of it. Yeah, I've got to watch out. I mean, if Affleck comes to the door, pull a shotgun on him for me. Would you do that, please?
Oh, I'll pull my.
You want to rail Affleck?
I would just to hurt him.
Oh my God, really? It's a battle?
He's the kind of guy I would fuck because I'm angry.
Oh, so you take him
yeah.
out. Are you now? Because supposedly he's got a hairpiece. Are you a hair puller?
Maybe.
Okay, there's no maybe. I'm just
Have
asking.
you seen my boyfriend's hair?
Well, of course, but but at the same time, but he has to kind of want that too, and all that sort of thing. I am on board with hair
They
pulling.
don't gotta want it. They just gotta take it.
Which is a very good point. Yeah, you're absolutely right.
No, I'm teasing. Consent is everything. I don't want to do
Yes.
shit. Even if I like it, I don't want to do shit to somebody if they don't like
But
it.
but hold on, fuck that. Consent is everything, but so is being malleable and adapting to what your partner likes. So if your partner is a hair puller, then you fucking grit your teeth and let's go at it. You know what I mean? If whatever's gonna get them off, you fucking make the move. And like I said, I've been lucky enough to be into biters and hair pullers and all that kind of fun stuff. And
I pulled a hairpiece off once. Is that where you were?
that was
going?
with Affleck. Yeah, I was gonna say you're just gonna
actually
fucking
pulled
give it a
a
yank.
hairpiece off once.
No, you did not.
Yeah. What are you gonna do? I was like, sorry, could have told me. Don't care. Let's keep going.
See, at that point, you know what you got to do because now you're
Because he was just like horrified, but I was like, I don't give a fuck.
Yeah, and you're the dom at that point. You've become the dom in that relationship at that point when you yank that off because he's going to curl. So you know what you do? This is exactly what you do. You go straight for the humiliation of it, and you make him come on the bottom of his own hairpiece and then put it back on his head.
What is wrong with
That's
you?
the move, goddammit. That's what you do.
No.
It is. It's all about humiliation at that point.
No.
If you yank a guy's fucking
I don't
hairpiece
ever
off,
want to humiliate someone unless they're paying me a lot of money because I am not into that.
which makes sense. But like I just said, you got to be malleable if your partner's into that.
I'm not. That would not be my full-time partner. That would not be something that I would want to do on a regular basis. I don't like degrading people.
Again, since it's been since January, I
You're
can
like,
create
anything sounds fun.
all these
Yes.
fucking scenarios are in my head that I go because it's I won't lie. That's another thing. I had a ton of plans with Jill that we were going to do these things and all this stuff, and then things that didn't get done, and I'm just like, God, fucking damn it, God, what that I wanted to do.
So you still got a fuck it list that isn't checked off?
Yes,
I called it
a fuck it list, nicely done.
Thank you.
But yeah, and and you're going to have that the rest of your goddamn life anyway.
Mine's pretty much done. There's only 2 things left.
But to have somebody, but again, there's just because you see things in your head, and because again, it's been since fucking January, so you're just like, motherfucking, remember that time?
Do you ever have one of those things where you're like, I so want to do this, and then you do it, and then you're just like, yeah, that was not what I expected. That was just not quite as fun as I thought. I
Boy.
don't need to ever do that again.
You know what? I wouldn't say so. I think everything I've had has been like with whomever I've been with has pretty much lived up to it.
But but have you ever gone, yeah, I don't ever have to do that again now?
Oh, I can see that, certainly.
I was like, we did that. That was fun. But yeah, no, that's not, I'm definitely not there.
But I wanted to, like, I wanted to learn stuff too. Like I wanted to be better at things and I got to shut up. All right. So
You were looking for a grasshopper woman? You could snatch her out of her hand.
Well, the thing was, I talked about it before. Jill was such a yes. Like it was like, so I was always like, all right, well, what if we did this? And what if we did that? And she'd be like, yeah. And then she wasn't a yes anymore.
Well, I mean, eventually you just kind of go, yeah, okay, that's weird.
Well, no, I think eventually she went, yeah, you're Mike, aren't you? No, thanks. I have no idea. I can't get into it. Because why would I? But I don't know, how the fuck do we get into this? I don't even remember.
List.
Oh yeah, because you want to Ray Affleck.
Off.
Well, that's fucking gorgeous. That's awesome.
It happened. Whatever. I had somebody have a heart attack while we were having sex.
Well, yeah, because I went down. Like, I mean, but shit like that. Like, did you want him to warn you? Did you know it was a piece?
I thought it might be, but at the time I was like, I don't give a shit, man. I'm gonna.
Because like I've gone down on girls on the 28th, if that makes any sense,
yes.
And not been warned or told. And I'm okay. I mean, I got no problem with that. Let's just fucking make this happen. But then,
ladies, warn them. I just think it's.
I agree
it's
with.
Nice thing
yeah,
to do.
maybe you say that. You know what I mean?
Nice thing to go. It might be a
yeah, it's like knocking on the wall right when you're about to come to let the person know they got to spit or swallow at that point.
I negotiate all of that ahead of time.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I'm glad you're not asking for more information about what I just said.
I know exactly what you just said.
Okay.
I know exactly what you just. But the question, to me. I'm always like, do you like this or that? Because I'm okay with either, but neither are a preference. You know? So then when we get to that point, I don't have to ask. It's like, let's just fucking go for it. It'll be amazing.
Well, but I've always been that. I just fucking go for it. And then if that person can steer me away from doing whatever I'm doing, if I'm doing it in a way.
I don't like that bullshit steering away. Tell me what you like. Let's get fucking down to it.
Well, that's because we're old now. You don't want to fuck around.
I've always been that way. I was like, don't bore me in bed. What do you like?
Well, I agree with that. But that's the point is I.
But I'm also a talker. I think you are too. So it's yeah.
Unless my mouth is full.
No.
Which it is a lot. Because that's my preference. Literally, that's just me. That's me. That's Forrest Gump on the bench, just waiting for a box of pussy to get opened up. That's it. And I guess what? I won't be boring you with any stories from that point on because I will be very, very busy. Bus will come by. Everybody will watch. I don't care.
Oh my.
Jenny, you and your aides can show up, and I will fucking eat you from top to bottom. That's fine.
Oh, Jenny.
Yeah, she was. I'm not a fan of Jenny's. All right.
Jenny.
Last day of school. This is the last day of school. So we have nothing to talk about.
We have everything to talk about.
Well, I don't know. Because my head is still all
We've
fucked up, so I can't.
We've talked about 1,000 things, and a lot of them were funny.
Well, some of them were certainly. The first half hour of the show.
We've learned things. We've learned that you're going to buy a potted plant so you can put a key in it.
That's the kind of shit that makes people.
I literally would have looked at her and gone, "You are my potted plant, bitch."
At that point, that's the kind of shit that makes you want to just break everything. Where you just want to lose your fucking mind and just go. You've been hired to be my turnkey. I don't know if you're aware of that. Yeah. You have access to the office with all the fucking keys. Be here. Yeah. Fucking be here. And the thing is, they're the first people who've managed this building who had that attitude.
Yeah.
I've been there 20 years. Again, we've had other. We had that fucking British chick with the fucking big tits who used to walk around and just like wash all the beach furniture. Like they haven't washed the beach chairs in forever. I can just the shit up by the pool. It's infuriating.
You should totally report them to the 90-year-old that owns the building.
That's the thing is they're so out of it at this point. I don't think they come by once a month to grab the rent, and then that's it. They just hide.
You should fucking take the manager job there. Get free rent and pay.
Oh, but then I can't leave. Then I'll be that guy.
Who cares? Podcast from the house?
I would still like the opportunity to leave at some point.
That's great. God, I would love to be a manager again. I would never leave my house if given the opportunity.
I just want to be a manager so I can lock myself out of my apartment and laugh uproariously. Never have to worry about this again. I'll carry everybody's keys on a giant key ring like fucking Al Smith.
Oh my God, that would be totally cool.
Al Smith was my janitor in high school. I just said that like everybody knew.
You knew exactly who it was.
Of course you did. Oh, Al Smith, of course. Al Smith was like this old dude who had like Elvis hair, like that. Remember in the old days when they put that pomade in with the big curl over the top? Yeah, he had him like a pompadour, an Al Smith pompadour, and just armed to the teeth with a fucking puke sawdust and fucking keys. That was Al Smith, ready to go. Pull him out and just whip him out on you. You want to throw up my hallway whippersnapper? That's Al Smith, Puke Sawdust Ninja.
Sawdust?
Sure, that's who he was. Last day of school. We should just wrap this up, man. I mean, do I keep that first half hour in with me bitching about the fucking...
Absolutely. It's funny.
You didn't even listen to it. How the fuck do you know if it's funny? You have no clue.
I know you.
Yeah. Yeah, believe me, people will argue with you on the page. No, you didn't listen, Lily. They'll be so mad.
Let's see if we have any opinions yet.
No one's giving any opinions. Nobody's listening. Nobody cares on that poll. I mean, well, actually, you care. Everybody cares. Oh, you didn't? Did anybody say anything? See, there are two people I know for sure, or three people I know who for sure are going. So if they've made their
Mex mid-paint stroke. Oh my God, he had a paint stroke. I hope he's okay.
I hope so too. Good Lord.
Says what?
Oh,
I'm
okay.
gonna buy that man a tea.
All right.
Adam says we could put it in a hotel ballroom and include light food and drinks for that ticket price. Oh no, we're just gonna have a bottle of vodka and some Spam and crackers.
Wow, Adam. Well, he's coming after us, I think, a little bit there.
We're not going for a ballroom. That's far too expensive.
Well,
the only ballroom will be your jeans.
Yeah. They're not going to, well, I'm out. Adam says no, so I mean, I think that's pretty much it.
One person has a comment.
That's all that matters.
No, we're doing, I think if I can't get a decent price on a theater, we are totally renting a suite, and we are doing a private in-house. We're going to get a couple bottles of vodka, maybe some appetizers from a really cool little restaurant nearby, and we're gonna do a
I don't know if none of that makes sense. It's
I
certainly.
And I think you and I should be drinking the whole time.
All we're going to do is lose money on that. No, because if you and I wind up drinking, and then is this going to culminate in us fucking at the end when we're crazy drunk and everybody just cheering us on?
I think you don't understand who I am when I drink.
I think you're disappointed I don't have a hairpiece.
You also don't drink.
Well, there's a reason. Because I usually find the girl with herpes and wind up in bed with her. So
I think it's.
Once that happens, you just go, yeah, I gotta go ahead and put a table on this, probably. Go ahead and put the cork back in that bottle. That's what HPV stands for. He picked Vesna? Probably shouldn't use my brother's ex-wife's name there.
It's funny.
He picked Veronica?
Oh, fuck. Who cares? It's the last day.
Yeah, last day of school. Who cares? And she's not listening. Of course not. I just made fun of my niece's mom. Whatever the fuck. Who cares? All right. I don't think when I thought. Last day of school. That's it. All right, fuck this. You guys can get me at MikeandMikeSchmidtComedy.com. Yes! You guys can be my friend at Facebook.com/the40-year-old-boy. We got to get out early. It's a half day. It's a half day. You can be my friend at, like I said, at Facebook.com/the40-year-old-boy. You can follow me at Twitter.com/the40-year-old-boy. And also, I'm on Instagram and Snapchat. Mike40YOB at Instagram, Mike40YOB at Snapchat. I don't block me. You will never see my cool stuff. I'm finding out that I may be blocked by some people. That's my own fault, probably, for checking. All right, I'm that guy. So I'm all those places. I'm Instagram, I'm Snapchat, I'm bad, I'm nationwide. Find me. Dave Hernandez is all the music and the David. I apologize. He doesn't want to be Dave. He's David Hernandez. You can find him at Facebook.com/David Mex Hernandez. You can find him there. You're checking the poll. Are there any more opinions?
I'm looking.
All right. Oh, there's me in a sombrero. That's a good look. There's more Prince stuff on our wall. People know we love Prince, and we know it's Prince Day.
No more yet.
No more yet. All right, no opinions. Like I said, look, people weren't even going to come to the show in Kansas City. Now they're not even going to go to a fucking bowling.
15 minutes, relax.
Of course, people are out. They don't want anything to do with this. David Mex Hernandez. Go to Facebook.com/David Mex Hernandez and find him there. Or you can go to artbydmh.com. That's ARTBYDMH.com and check out all of the stuff he has available for sale. He's got Guy Cons. He's got Valscapes. He's got custom artwork he'd be happy to do for you. And if you're lucky enough, you can book him to do something and then change it mid-paint stroke. And he will look at you and go, what? So perhaps that's the plan. Go ahead and get on board with artbydmh.com, ARTBYDMH.com. Ryan Dirks does all the web stuff for this show. I've been threatening to contact him for years or months or weeks and still haven't talked to him. Super fan Gio, not super fan of me, but super fan of others. I mentioned him earlier in the show. He disappeared, man. I haven't talked to him in like 3 weeks. He finished uploading year 9, and then that was it. He went undercover. He was talking last time I talked to him. He was possibly in a dispute at work. I don't know. I hope he's alive. I don't know about Superfan Gio. He's a very busy man. If he's not uploading our stuff, he's uploading stuff for Corolla. He does his own pod show, Pod Gods. Just go to Facebook and be his friend, or follow him around and be his pal all over the place with all the things that he winds up doing. Like I said, he's the guy who does what is it? He did Pod Gods, and then he does the Loveline stuff for Adam Carolla. So Superfan Gio has been a terrific help, particularly here in year 9. So go follow him and give him your love and friendship. That's a good move. And, of course, the producer of this show is the great Lily Von Stupp. She's back in the house here for at least half of this episode on the last day of school. She got a half day, actually, when you think about it. You can find her at all sorts of different places. Be her friend at facebook.com/Lily Von Stupp. Go ahead and are you laughing at your own address, or are you talking to people? What are you doing?
I'm laughing at myself here.
All right.
Because I said, we're not doing a ballroom with light food and drinks. It's just mini bottles of vodka and overpriced M&Ms.
All right. Well, Adam wasn't coming anyway, so that wasn't a problem.
Yeah, I know. You don't count, Adam. You're not coming.
You're out, buddy.
You don't get an opinion if you're not planning on attending.
We had an Adam in Toronto who was like my great friend, and he liked me, and he did a whole bunch of artwork about me. And he's gone. He's not even my friend anymore. It's so fucking weird how there'll be people, because again, that Facebook on this day brings you people, and I'll see him and I'll go, hey, whatever happened to Adam M? And then I go to Adam M's page. He's still there. He's just not my friend. I'm like, oh, wow. That's what he grew out of the show, unfortunately.
We all do.
Well, that's evident by today's performance.
We all grow away eventually.
Indeed. And again, with only 1/3 of my life left, I look forward to growing away from all of you. Eventually, I'll be a fucking hermit somewhere.
Half day.
Oh my God, half life. Let's do that.
Show, half day.
It should be last day of school or half day. What do you want to call it? We'll figure it out. All right, so our friend, like I said, Gio and those guys, and Lily Von Stupp. You can get her at facebook.com/Lily Von Stupp. Be her friend there, please. She has all sorts of different Twitter accounts, twitter.com/Lily Von Stupp, twitter.com/MNTs, twitter.com/HollywoodBQFest, and twitter.com/Boobdini. But if you'd like to write her a personal note,
oh boy,
if only just so you can have a connection in Hollywood who can help you with makeup jobs, go ahead and write her at Lily at burlesque411.com. That's Lily, Lili, at burlesque411.com.
It was 7:45, we were all in line. The Greek teacher, Miss Kathleen. First was Kevin, then came Lucy. Third in line was me. All of us were ordinary compared to Cynthia Rose. She always stood back of the line with a smile beneath her nose. Her favorite number was 20, and every single day, if you asked her what she had for breakfast, this is what she'd say: starfish and coffee, a maple syrup and jam, butterscotch clouds, a tangerine with a side order of ham. If you set your mind free, baby, maybe you understand. Starfish and coffee, maple syrup and jam. Cynthia wore the prettiest dress with different color socks. Sometimes I wondered if the mates were in her lunchbox. Me and Lucy opened it when Cynthia wasn't around. Lucy cried, I almost died. You know what we found? Starfish and coffee, maple syrup and jam, butterscotch clouds, a tangerine with a side order of ham. If you set your mind free, baby, maybe you understand. Starfish and coffee, maple syrup and jam. Oh. Mm-hmm. Starfish and coffee. Cynthia had a happy face, just like the one she draws on every wall in every school. But it's alright, it's for a worthy cause. Go on, Cynthia. I keep singing starfish and coffee, a maple syrup and jam, butterscotch clouds, a tangerine with a side order of ham. If you set your mind free, baby, maybe you understand. Starfish and coffee, maple syrup and jam. Oh, la, 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 la. Mm-hmm. La, 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 la. Oh, la, 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 la. Mm-hmm. La, 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 la.
Want to remind you folks about the Monday Night Teas every Monday night at the 3 Clubs on Vine at Santa Monica. It is rampaging. It is there. It is always available. It is a lot of nudity and a lot of ladies showing you their stuff. A lot of people bending over and going, hey, check this out. That's always happening. A lot of cool-ass music. A lot of Bella Luna on lights and sound. A lot of Lily Von Stupp emceeing or hanging out and being business only. A lot of Eddie Madrano possibly working the door. A lot of Max behind the bar. A whole lot of people there doing a lot of stuff. So tickets are available now. Hey, Lily, you're the producer of that show, right?
I am.
So how was this week's show?
This week's show was amazing.
I was there. I will get to that in a second, but I was there when 2 performers walked in.
Oh, yeah.
To, they were like British, or what were they? Australian,
they were
perhaps?
European.
They were
They're
European.
from the UK.
I see.
That's my UK accent.
Which what is?
They're from the UK.
Oh boy, that sounds like you're from the UP, if you know where that is, the Upper Peninsula. Well, good. So the show went well. Everything was good. Were you a hosting person?
I was a hosting person.
All right, and your voice was. It's still, as people heard earlier, it's still a little ragged.
I got
from
the
past
Brenda
2 weeks,
Vaccaro tampon voice.
which is nice.
Hi, I'm Brenda Vaccaro for Tampax tampons.
You ever seen? If you watch those old commercials and listen to her breath, it's just ridiculous. Because there was a DJ in Chicago, Steve Dahl, who used to play that. Just the breath drops. I mean, just brutal. Well, good. I'm glad the show went well on Monday.
No, it was wonderful. It was delightful.
Well, let's talk about this Monday's show.
It is a student showcase with a couple alumni as well.
Alum guy?
Alumni.
I they said alum guy, like a couple of dudes. All right, so that's this Monday, and that's the 12th.
Yes.
Okay. June 12th, Monday Night Teas. Now, I'll tell you this, folks. Let's talk about a couple of things. One, I will be there. I will not be performing in said show. I am not alum guy. But
what if they made you host it?
I think that would be grim and terrible for people who come to the show.
As Snape, who works at our Lily School for Wayward Girls.
Snape.
Harry Potter.
You know, it's funny. I have not seen any of the Harry Potters. They were a gift to me from our number 1 fan, Leanna Dixon.
Why have you not watched them?
I don't know, because it's a Blu-ray thing. And look, my trainer yells at me. He's like, because I still don't have Netflix. He's like, why? Because Jill and I were splitting the Netflix and stuff, and it was her account, but we'd watch it at my place or her place. And then, of course, things happened. And
Did
then
she change the password, or do you just not use it anymore?
Well, I never signed in with. I have my own Roku stick. She took her stick and went home. I got my own stick.
By the way, Roku is my least favorite of all of the martial arts.
Live streaming. So there is. Oh, look at you! You're so empowered.
I want to get one of those little headbands because I have psoriasis right here, and I'm like, it would look so cute and always cover it.
Wow. But that's your superpower. You can't cover up your psoriasis. Yeah. So I'm going to be at that show, the Monday Night Teas, hanging out.
In the audience.
Well, because there is a listener who's going to be in town.
What?
Who, quite frankly, may already be in town.
I heard she is.
Well, she sent me an itinerary that I couldn't read. It was very blurry. And then I wrote her, and I think she thinks that I'm joking about being old and not being able to read this itinerary because it was blurry, but I couldn't read it.
Did she not give you a phone number to text?
No. She wrote me through Facebook. And if
anybody writes me through Facebook, I always want to just punch them in the Facebook.
They live in Australia. What do you want me to do? I mean, that's the way to get hold of people these days. Snapchat and Instagram and all that stuff. All right, well, she could do all those things, but she doesn't have my phone number. That's the thing. I guess I should have advanced it to her, but I don't know what her plan is. It's our final. No, I don't know if she's with a group. Again, I didn't read the itinerary. It could have said there's like a giant 8,000 people.
Allison something?
I don't want to say her name on the air, but it's our friend Sarah. Who's from Australia, and she's in town, and she's going to be at the Teas on Monday. So I'm going there to see her and hang out and watch the show. It's going to be totally fun. As long as she gets a hold of me, I hope. I don't know. Perhaps she's changed her plans. This could all be a bunch of nonsense where she's like, yeah, make sure you go to the Teas. And then she just doesn't show up, like just playing some weird down under prank. But I hope that's not the case. Well, she told me she did. Yeah, definitely. But she is a lovely young lady, and she actually donated when we did the Kickstarter. And Mex painted her with me, when we were little kids. And that was her Facebook photo for like forever.
No, she didn't buy tickets yet.
She told me she's going or whatever. Who cares? I care. It's going to be fun.
Goddamn ticket.
She's gonna, I think she did already. So Sarah's going to be there. So I will be there. If you guys want to go to the Teas this week, I'll be there and we'll hang out. Not that I want to, bully you into Sarah's time. But it's still, go to the show anyway, buy tickets and check it out. Go to facebook.com/brownpapertickets. No, that's wrong. Go to facebook.com/Monday Night Teas and be a fan of said show, and you'll find out who's coming to town and when. Go to brownpapertickets.com and look up Monday Night Teas or Lily Von Stoop and get tickets.
Or go directly to mnts.bpt.me.
mnt.bpt.me? Is that what you said?
mnts.bpt for brown paper tickets.
.me. All right. And then you will be able to buy tickets for all of the upcoming teases that have been announced.
Early shows, late shows, everything.
Oh, for everything. Okay. Well, let's talk about early shows. Why not? I was there for 2020 this past week.
Yes, you were. And it was funny.
Oh, my God. Of course it was. Oh, well, no, I think it was funny, and I was there as well.
No, it was funny.
All right. So I was there, and we had a really good crowd.
Yes.
Friends of the show came out, but also friends of the headliner came out. I happen to have my brother there, Lenny Schmidt. He was in town. And so he came out and did a set along with the very funny Lizzie Cooperman. Now, I've only met Lizzie a couple of times, but now I'm fascinated with Lizzie Cooperman, and I can't stop thinking about what she did that night and what she does on stage. It was crazy. So
what did your brother think
of Lizzie?
Yeah.
He liked her. He thought she was real funny. Yeah.
But you two are kind of different, even though
we're very different.
Similar.
No, we're very different.
No, you're very similar, but you're kind of different.
I would go the other route. I think we're kind of similar, very different.
I think you both think very similar in how you construct jokes and stories. I could see that completely. But then there were little differences in the way you delivered stuff. I
see. All right. Well, I disagree with you, but good for you.
You're wrong.
All right. I'll take that.
You can disagree all you want.
Good.
You're still wrong.
But it doesn't matter because Lizzie Cooperman was the one who shined that evening as she was doing her Lizzie Cooperman stuff. I can't even describe. She was a writer for the Eric Andre show.
I can describe it.
It was very different and funny.
I can describe it.
Let's hear it.
A college girl gone wild.
It was pretty. It was crazy fun. I mean,
It was extremely fun.
I loved it.
She was borderline psychotic on stage, and it was very high energy and humorous.
I dug it, and it was this thing where like I said, I didn't know her. I only met her.
Literally, when she had a keyboard, I was like, she has a keyboard, really?
Yeah,
and then I was like, yeah, that's not really any way anyone should ever use a keyboard.
It was so great. No, bullshit.
Funny.
That's exactly the way you should use a keyboard. It made me laugh. Everything she did made me laugh. So Lizzie Cooperman was funny. Look her up. And Lenny Schmidt, of course, was very funny. And he brought all of his neighbors. Yeah,
that was really weird when they started showing up. They were hysterical.
But you know what makes me laugh? I live in an apartment complex for 20 years. I know the names of some of the people. Lenny has lived in his apartment complex for however long. They have cookouts together and go to games together, and they all came out.
Children make you be more social, whether you want
to.
No,
but his girls don't live with him.
It doesn't matter. Once you have kids, you are forced to do things with other people, so it becomes a normal thing in your life. You said, I loved going with my friends to do this. I'd love to have a house party and have people over. But you were never forced to do that by having kids. When you have kids, you have to have social events, and it starts to come natural having social events. I
was actually forced to do that by kids, which was really strange. They insisted I have a house party for them, and I walked around in a robe like Hefner and talked to a lot, and that was fun. A lot of lap sitting that night. But Lenny had all of his friends come out to the show, and that was great. And they loved Lizzie, and I don't know how I don't know what they expected from me, but I thought it went okay.
You were funny. I don't know why you say that.
Because you know me, I'm in my head all the time.
You told a story that was not comedy punch. It was funny overall and suspenseful.
And it's a story that I could tell over an hour that I wound up truncating into fucking 15 minutes. So who cares? It was fun. We had a great time. 12 minutes. And our friend Les came to the show, and he brought his dad, Jack. And then afterwards, I went and ate dinner with them out at the Oyster down in Hollywood.
Oyster.
We did. And then Jack is a puppeteer. I don't know if you actually... I thought he talked to Eddie about it as they were heading out. They tour state fairs and he's going out on tour next week until the end of October, and then they're retiring. He knows Scott Land. Because when we ate dinner, I was just like, I go, yeah, Lily has friends in this. I go, I would not even know that this existed if it wasn't for Lily, that there are, professional puppeteers and professional,
Did he ever work here at...
last time he was in town, he went to the Magic Castle with Scott and his wife or whatever.
Oh, now I feel like I should have... Well,
you were busy being business, Lily, but that was the thing is he and Les were talking to Eddie on the way out, and they were talking at length, and I was like, what the fuck is going on? And then when we went to eat, he's like, yeah, I'm a puppeteer. And his wife was a professional puppeteer, and Jack was a writer. But Jack, he had like his own public relations firm and things like that. And then he started to do the puppet stuff with the wife, and then he shut down his firm and he tours with her and does all the puppet stuff.
That sounds so fun.
And this is their last summer doing it, he said, and then they're retiring. I hope I'm not giving anything away. If there's any gigs booked in December, they're going to pull the rug out from under them.
I would love to see their show. I would love to. I'll have to.
Well, there you go. Look him up. Look up and contact Les. Perhaps he'll be able to tell you and steer you in the right direction. All right. Well, yeah. Don't talk to Les.
I can do that.
But then Jack was nice enough to buy me dinner, and we went out and had a good time and hung out. And then I talked their ear off. And Jack was a very nice, complimentary man. And I never know how people are going to react to me. But Les had talked me up enough to where he knew what he was getting into, I suppose. But it was great. We had a good time. And 2020 was phenomenal because Lenny and Lizzie were fantastic. I did a good job. And I'm here to tell you that June 19th.
Yep.
There is another. We are foolishly doing a second one this month. I don't know why, but why not? We have the venue. We should do it. So, and I don't know about July yet. People are asking me if there are 2 shows in July. I don't know the dates or anything like that yet.
We know for sure the third Monday. We're trying to confirm whether or not we're doing the first as well.
Okay, so I have to sit down and actually figure out what's going on with the third, because I have comics probably, but not officially booked. But I do have comics for the
third. That one we know.
All right, but I never know. So the 19th of this month, we have the very funny Rob O'Reilly.
What? Robbo's coming?
Yes, and the very funny Helen Pasternak?
I believe that's
Heather.
correct.
Heather Pasternak. Because again, these are people that I don't know, but they're referred to me, and then I hear that they are wonderful, and I go look at them online, and they're terrific. So we've got Rob O'Reilly and Heather Pasternak and me, June 19th. Tickets are on sale now at brownpapertickets.com. Go to 2020.bpt.me or go to mnts.bpt.me, and you can get it under that umbrella if you'd like. Did I say it wrong?
No.
What did I do?
I'm laughing at a joke I wrote that just came up on my phone when I was looking for their names.
Oh, you're laughing at your jokes. Okay. Well, good. Well, just hold on.
No, because-
Last day of school. I got it. Go ahead and read your phone. We're almost
I
done.
didn't mean to. It's just I was looking to double check her name, and all of a sudden there's just 2 lines, and I'm like, I'm stupid.
Ha ha! I wrote a stupid
It's not
joke.
even funny. I was like, I'm stupid.
So you're gonna share it with everybody?
No, because it's not funny.
It just made you laugh. It was enough to
it made me
distract
laugh
from the
that
show.
I thought it was funny. Not that it's funny.
So again, folks, we are going to be there 2020, June 19th. Me, Heather Pasternak, Rob O'Reilly. Fantastic show. Going to be great. Buy tickets now at 2020.bpt.me
Yes.
or mnts.bpt.me. Please get all those tickets now. Let's talk about this. I have a Patreon page.
What?
That's right. Week 1 of year 10. Good Lord, how weird is it to say that? Episode 1, year 10. I will go ahead and catch up on all the people who've donated and say names and say thank yous and give people the run around. But
How many people do we have? Do you know?
I think there's 88 now.
That's fantastic.
It is. But you know what? Always room for more. I would love to have more people on board, because then we wouldn't have to book a ballroom in Kansas City. We could just go ahead and get a theater and not have to pretend that you guys can come and watch me sleep.
I still think we should do the hotel room.
I love that idea, but that's a possibility after the show. If we want to take the party over, and we'll do
I will wear
that.
my sheer negligee.
Good Lord, you are putting so much on the table here. I don't see how anybody could turn it down.
Over my onesie. I have a Wonder Woman onesie now.
Do you have a Thing 1 and Thing 2 onesie?
No.
You should. You have a Wonder Woman onesie?
I don't have any onesies, but I would wear a Wonder Woman onesie.
Of course you would. You would wear Wonder Woman.
I would wear a onesie woman.
Oh my Lord, Onesie Woman is a terrible sketch that's going to get made.
Oh,
College Humor or Funny or Die is going to make Onesie Woman. Ugh.
all the world is waiting for you.
Now, see, I won't see that Wonder Woman because I heard, according to Fox News, she's not as American as she should be, and it's their way to thumb their nose at the
Just
United
so you know,
States.
Wonder Woman is an American.
I'm
is made of the gods.
not listening to you. And there's clay in America. All right, so
There's clay in America.
you're coming with clay in America. I'm coming in the clay in America.
Coming in the clay from
Good
Wonder
Lord.
Woman's America.
Let's make some pottery. I like that. It's a good pickup
Let's
line.
make some pottery. Hashtag make some pottery.
Last day of school.
Yay! Last day of school.
Go to Patreon and pay for more of this foolishness, please. Somebody give us some money. Sign up and be cool, and you'll get neat things. I have to go and tell people, look. I owe people individual podcasts. I owe people phone calls. But nobody's asked for them. So I have to go.
They've donated money. Go do this shit. Make a list and get it done.
But I got to get their phone numbers and stuff. All right,
It's
so
in your Patreon thing. Go to your pledges.
let's call somebody right now. Let's
I
not.
answered the phone on the stage on Monday.
Did you really?
Yeah, they called and I'm just like, hold on. Hi, Monday Night Teas, how can I help you? No, actually, the show's in progress right now. So when they showed up after the show, they're like, you answered the phone. I was like, yeah, I was on the stage, dumb fucks. Get here early. And they're like, you're so funny.
Haha, you're great. And I went, yeah, dumb fucks. All right, so go to Patreon and become a patron,
You
please.
should record all of those calls.
All the calls I
And
give
put them
people.
up as bonuses in the Patreon.
Good Lord. There's a lot I should be doing. Like I posted on Instagram after the show the other day and it got like, I don't know, like 60 likes or something. And I'm like, I should be using this probably more often, I would imagine.
Yeah.
But I just, because it was the thing like today at the pool, I was going to film myself talking and I'm like, what the fuck? Nobody wants to see me talking at the goddamn pool.
Oh my God.
I know, it's ridiculous. I know. We made a bunch of
Nobody
videos.
wants to give me any money. 88 people are giving you money.
When
Nobody
I was
wants
in-
to listen to this podcast. 6,000 people easy listen to this podcast a day.
Yes,
Nobody wants to. Everybody does.
Yes.
Everybody cares.
When I was in Chicago, we made videos. We made silly videos with guitars, and I still have them on my. I have not posted them, so I
They
have
should
to
be up
post
in
them.
their Patreon right now.
Well, yes, they should be. I will do that probably.
Right now. Do it.
Well, I'm talking. Last day of
Do it
school.
while you're talking.
I can't even talk when I'm talking.
Last day of school.
All right, so please donate to Patreon. Be a Patreon person and get a adequate reward. It'll be coming your way.
An adequate reward.
That's what people need. So please be our Patreon person. It's I think it's 40YOB. Just go to patreon.com, Mike Schmidt, or just look for me, my Patreon page. You'll find it and become a patron, please. Like our friend Crystal Lloyd did today. I will say her name later on, but Crystal Lloyd jumped in. So thank you, Crystal. And I will go ahead and tell people other things later in a couple of weeks. So Patreon. Oh, and then go to MikeSchmidtComedy.com, please. We got the Joe Business page. We got all sorts of stuff for sale. There's still shirts. We still got download sets. We got live stuff.
You don't like the idea of doing the podcast in the room, and everyone who buys a ticket gets a Yurt Dirt shirt, and on the back we silk screen the, what did I say? It would be the Pajama Party Podcast 17.
Yes, you said that. But
Come
I mean,
on, that's awesome. You can
okay.
get a custom Yurt Dirt shirt.
yes, then you do all the silk screening and you take care
I
of all
will.
of that. All
I
right.
will.
Good Lord. No one's going to do this. Nobody wants to. We would have hard enough time selling tickets for a theater. We're not going to sell tickets to a hotel room. People now, because then people think it's a fucking scam. That's why. I'm sure if you go look on the page now, I'm sure people are like, is this real? Duh. You know, I mean, they're going to be mad at us. And I'm not trying to fucking hoodwink anybody. I want to go do a real show.
You can't do a real show in a suite?
It just seems, I mean, I'd like to try it at some point, but I'd like to do a real show on a real stage and get people excited about that. And then we can maybe go do the
Have
fuck
a
around
weird
shows.
after
Yeah.
The weirdest, yes, because you want to do 2 hours in a theater and then go back to the hotel room and do another 4.
I'm not going to do a show in the hotel room after the show. Then we'll just hang out and fucking watch movies and goof around and eat pizza. That'll be totally fun.
I think it's like the private pajama party podcast in the hotel room.
Yes.
I gotta find a P hotel though. That'll be, well, wait, no.
Yeah, please. It's in Russia. Whatever. I will see what people think, but I don't think that's a good idea. But I mean, I think it's a good idea to hang out in the hotel room after the show, but to do a show in the hotel room, like I said, I love that idea, but I just don't think it's right. I'm not big enough. I couldn't do, like if some real comedian said, hey, I'm going to go ahead and do this, people would fucking flock to it. It'd be genius. I don't know why a guy hasn't stolen that idea just yet. Me, I'm just doing it like a fucking homeless dude who's like, hey, come over and watch me sleep. I mean, it's just fucking weird. I just don't think I can trick anybody into coming to a hotel room with me. It makes no sense. I'm not 25 anymore. In the old days, I could trick people into coming to fucking hotel rooms with me. I was on the road. It worked out great. Even when I looked like a giant fucking house, I'd be like, hey, let's do this. And next thing you know, I got some girl up against the fucking wall on my shoulders, which is fantastic.
But that's not what this podcast is.
Of course it isn't. But I mean, who knows? People think you're going to roofie all of them and fucking steal all their shit and bail. I don't fucking know what people think. Nobody trusts us. And they shouldn't, quite frankly. Once they know about that show we did in Fort Lauderdale. All right, so
we did
folks,
it in a fort.
we
in
did.
The hotel room.
So folks, listen.
I make myself.
Oh, you've been doing it all day, which is good. I appreciate it. Go to Joe Business page. Like I said, we've got all that cool stuff. But more importantly than all of that stuff that's on there, we've got, like I said, we sell things. There's shirts. There's my CD. There's all that stuff. But here's the big deal. Did you just break something? Did you break your necklace?
I did.
Oh, dude. What are you funking around with that for? That's your Von Stupp necklace. You're going to be totally sad if you can't find all the letters.
Yeah, I can't find it.
Goddamn, Alphabet Soup. You're in trouble.
I am.
All right. Well, now that she's distracted, let's keep talking. Please know that the Amazon link exists, and it's something that's really cool. Go ahead and use our Amazon link, please, to go ahead and buy products there at Amazon.com. If you click through, use the link there on the Joe Business page, and then we get money, they get money, you get stuff. We would be very appreciative of you if you went ahead and used our link. What are you laughing about?
I pulled my shirt open and all the letters fell out.
Ah, good for you. Hold on. Well, you should pull your shirt up. I'll take a look and see if there's one in there. No, I'll check. I got to take a look.
Nope.
Last day of school. Come on. This is exactly what you should be doing on the last day of school.
Nope.
Pull your shirt up.
Nope.
So that stuff's available over there, but the Amazon link is really important. They get money, we get money, you get stuff. Please go ahead and make that work. Use our Amazon link. Go ahead and become a patron at the Patreon page. And please subscribe to the YouTube channel. Hey, we got a YouTube channel. Go listen to old shows. Go subscribe. Go be the coolest person in the world and leave comments like our friend Nick James always does. Nick James made me laugh. Nick James, it said there's activity on one of your videos. And Nick James actually put a time code. He goes, the funniest thing in the world. So I went and I listened to that time code. And it was when Jill and I had gone to a movie and we saw a person who was like, had like no legs or whatever and was begging. And then that person sat behind us in the movie theater. And I was calling her Haffy. I said, I was so happy that Haffy got into the movie. And Lily goes, this person is a real person and has a full-time job. And I said, I think she's part-time. And then I started laughing to where I almost died. And he was like, that is the funniest thing ever. And I listened back to it and I go, you are not wrong, Nick James. Funniest thing ever. When it's not the last day of school, I'm pretty good at this kind of thing. So go to the YouTube channel and check out old shows. Find your own funniest thing ever and tell me about it. Subscribe. You don't have to listen. Just subscribe. Be happy. Let YouTube think that I'm a hitter. And then I'll get a couple of bucks that way too. I get money. You get old me and nobody gets stuff. All right. That's the way YouTube works. Perfect. Jesus. All right. So all that stuff's available. Now let's talk about this. We have sponsors, ladies and gentlemen. Look at you put it back together. Nicely done. We have sponsors. Of course, our friend Jerome at getthebutters.com is still selling bombs and balms and lubes and all that stuff. He wants you to go ahead and put it in your butt. So buy a balm, buy a bomb, buy a lube, buy a scrub. Get yourself all scrubbed up. And make sure you buy all the cool stuff from getthebutters.com. Use the code 40YOB. That's 40YOB. And he will give you a discount on those things, or maybe a free gift, or maybe he'll just come to your house and give you a rub down. He'll get some scrubby stuff on his hands and give you a scrubby rub down. That's how it works. You want a scrubby rub down from Jerome? Go ahead and use that code, man. He'll show up right there and he'll put a cocoa mask on your ass. You definitely want that. You get a butter, a balm, and a lube, and a bomb. Butter, a balm, and a lube, and you put those in your ass, and then he'll put a cocoa mask on your ass, a cocoa scrubby mask. A scrubby dubby from our friend Jerome.
Do not put a bomb in your ass.
No bomb?
No bombs in your ass.
Use a balm, a butter, and a lube to put a bomb in your ass. And then, like I said, get a cocoa scrubby mask or a sea salt mask on your ass. Oh, there you go.
Maybe you should use one of those on your big Q.
That's a good idea. I can throw it in there, get a butter. That's the problem. I've been using, I went with a butter, a balm, a bomb. I forgot to use the lube. That's the problem. You got to use all four in conjunction. So go to getthebutters.com, use the code 40YOB, and avoid your own big Q. Please remember we have a podcast sponsor, which makes 0 sense. But there's a podcast called The Paranoid Strain by our friend Fearful Jesuit. He's out there. He's talking in this second episode. And I think I talked about this last week. I was only supposed to talk about his show and he wanted me to listen to it. And I never got a chance to listen to the second episode. So he's like, could you please listen? Because it's kind of why I'm sponsoring you, dumbass. And I'm like, you know what? That's a good idea. So yesterday when I did cardio, I listened to the second episode of The Paranoid Strain. And I heard our good friend Fearful Jesuit as he was talking about the protocols of the Elders of Zion and how the Nazis went ahead and interpreted that the wrong way and how other people interpreted it the wrong way and the Russians. Here's the weird thing. It turns out a lot of people don't like the Jews, and it's based on false information. How fucking weird is that? Yeah, that's right. And the Protocols of the Elders of Zion apparently came out in the 1800s, and it was proven without a shadow of a doubt to be false, and yet people still use it to their own gains and their own end, and people sell it. Like he talked to some neo-Nazi dude who actually sells it, and he's actually sold out of it now. And then he had a doctor from Berkeley named Blind Lemon, I think was his name. That seems like a weird name for a doctor. But he was there, and he's talking. And there, look, I'll tell you what, The Paranoid Strain, fascinating show, ladies and gentlemen. It's got music drops. It's got a theme song. It's got a lady's voice. It's got a little kid voice. It had a nervous Franciscan. It had all these different things this week. That's right. If you got a Fearful Jesuit, you got to have a nervous Franciscan show up at some point. And that's what happened. So go ahead and give The Paranoid Strain a day in court. Listen to it. Leave a review at iTunes, please. That would let him know that we have steered you in the right direction. And also write him. I think it's the Paranoid Strain at gmail.com. I'm not sure. But listen to an episode and then he'll give you the address and then you can write him and talk to him about other conspiracy theories. I think he's going to be talking about the Freemasons at some point coming up in the coming weeks. And also actually is because it's only like twice a month. So I think not until July. In July, the episodes will go up about like the nativists and the survivalists and those idiots who took over a bird sanctuary up in fucking Wyoming. And I guess they're all tied in together with all sorts of stuff. Look, I don't know. It's a conspiracy theory show. Go listen to it. Go dive into a hole with our friend Fearful Jesuit and come up looking for a Paranoid Strain. The Paranoid Strain, available on iTunes. Tell him Nervous Franciscan sent you.
Review it.
Please review it on iTunes. Please tell him we sent you there.
Review yours too.
Yeah, please, if only to get the guy who hates me off the top. I talked about that. I didn't tell you that? Yeah, there's some guy who literally wrote like a paragraph and a half about how horrible I am. And it's the top review. It's the one everybody sees. It's like, oh man, and it wasn't just like, I don't like this show. It sounds kind of nuts. But it's like this. Mike is a failure, and he has made himself into such a failure, and he compares himself to successes, and it's not fair to those people for Mike to mention himself in the same breath. I mean, it's just a fucking ass kicking. And I was like, and it's the top one. So I mean, anybody who's new is not that anybody's going to walk into the propeller that is the iTunes review page just to find a new podcast. Anybody who knows me has heard of me from somewhere else or found me somewhere else. And nobody's going browsing through the iTunes reviews and goes, this show looks interesting. What? Mid-paint stroke, drops their brush. So I don't know. So please, if you want, you can review us if you want. And do me a favor, how about you do this? You listen to the show, review it, and then write the Paranoid Strain and tell them how much better we are than them. I gave your show a day in court, and I like Mike Schmitz a lot better. I went ahead and reviewed it. Or review my show, and in my review, go ahead and take a broadside at the Paranoid Strain. This show's so much better than the Paranoid Strain. Go ahead and say that. Because I will tell you what, that is actually number 4 on the protocols of the Elders of Zion. That this show is better than the Paranoid Strain. It's right in there. It's burned in with a brand. If the Elders of Zion had a head of cattle, their brand would be right on there. Mike Schmidt better than Paranoid Strain. All right, so please do that. Review me, review him, review us, and thank you. Let's do this on the way out because I always wonder what I'm going to talk about on the way out of here. Jesus Christ, we're at 2 hours. Of course, a half hour that was in the bushes, so it doesn't count. Like Sean Spicer, I was lurking. Thank you to everybody who's listened this long on the last day of school, and anybody who's listened this long for 9 years. You have stepped up and made this show happen, and we appreciate it because, dude, we've been through all sorts of nonsense. I mean, year 9, look what happened. Jesus Christ. I mean, I've had how many car accidents in a fucking year? I'm still in my own head half the fucking time, and you guys stick around, and always when I'm drowning in my own head, I look up and there's a sea of hands waiting to pull me out, and I appreciate it very much. Or a sea of ears. Maybe there's a sea of ears waiting to pull me out. I like it better the other way. No, I like this one. I like sea. What if there was a sea of ear hands? Holy Jesus Christ. What if there was a bunch of ears with hands extending from them to pull me from the soup, from the primordial soup, from the protocols of the primordial soup. All right, so thank you for listening as long as you have. We're going to be here in a couple of weeks with year 10. Next week, of course, is the interlude, which I don't want to give away, but Mex bought a kazoo. That's all I'll say. Mex has a kazoo, and it's buried somewhere in the mix probably. Go ahead and listen to it. But thank you for making this show exist. It does not exist. I always say, as long as you're listening, I'm talking, and that's totally true. I mean, I would not be able to do this into the ether like all of those people who write me and go, hey, how do I get my podcast to be popular? Because the second you guys stop listening, I pack this in. I absolutely do not do anything but go and lock myself out of my apartment for good. That's what I do. I just wind up wandering around in my courtyard. But see, you've been with me through everything this year. You've been through all of it so much, culminating in the unfortunate Q, which we've mentioned earlier. So I'm glad you guys are here to listen. I'm glad you guys are always sticking around. Stick around for year 10, and who knows what will happen. That's the theme of this show, pretty much. Who knows what will happen? I can guarantee you this: we'll still be better than the Paranoid Strain, no matter what happens. Going forward into year 10, we will absolutely be. And it's a different kind of better because he does a different show, totally a different show. He's got drops and it's smart and he's done a lot of book learning and things like that. And this show is just more of a yee-haw. Literally, if his show is more of a regiment of soldiers coming into a town and then getting some rest. I'm more of an old prospector kicking in the swinging saloon doors and just firing into the air. That's who I am as a show. Yee-haw! Yee-haw! That's what this show is. So that's what you've subscribed for. That's what you wanted all of this time. And I can guarantee you in year 10, that prospector ain't going to change, man. He's going to be firing into the air. He's been kicking open those doors. He may shave his old prospector beard, but I can't decide when and or if that's going to happen because periodically I hate it. Then I love it. And then I see a picture of it and I'm like, dude, look at that beard. That's looking sharp. And then sometimes I see the beard and I'm like, I look like I should be eating rats in a dumpster. Oh, that's what you think? Oh my God, Lily nodded in a second. All right, I'm shaving right now. Hold on. tell you, you want to hook people in, get them halfway through a recipe and cut your fucking show in half. That's it. Do an hour about stew and then bail, get on a plane, and then come back and revisit it 2 days later, because that's the most important stew in the universe. Were there noodles or rice involved? Stay tuned!
We here, we are playing on a level that most will never see.